hit my camera button a little early there. How is everybody doing? I sound drunk already, and I'm not, even though I should be, because happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. If you're not already wasted already, you're letting me down. Because if I didn't have to work or live stream, hell, I'd have been drinking. I was supposed to do an Irish car bomb today. It didn't happen. I'm a little upset with that. But we're here to live stream, talk about WhirlyBall. I have this little Zoom call we do weekly. If you've never seen it before, welcome. Today was interesting. Chatted with a few people. We had a good night last night out at WhirlyBall Novi. A little Tuesday night. I'll call it advanced leagues / nationals practice. I don't know. It was Clint's idea, and it was a good idea to get us out on the court more than just on a Sunday morning. Not everybody can do Sunday morning. So Tuesday nights, that was our old school advanced leagues night. So we did a little, hopefully will be a continuing thing. Maybe even we'll get more people coming out. I don't know. But it felt like we were starting to get everything together for nationals. But talked with a few friends of mine today, and I don't feel as hopeful as I did yesterday about getting a D team for Michigan, but I'm ever diligent. I can see David Bowen in the Zoom room, so I'm going to switch over to that so we can say hi. Hello, David Bowen.
What's up?
What's the good word?
My daughter will be home in about 20 minutes from college.
Yeah?
That's the good word. The bad word is my ex is bringing her and wants to see the dog, so...
yeah. You always have really interesting Wednesdays.
Yeah, I do.
Gotta take the good with the bad.
I have interesting everydays, really, so...
Here comes the magic beer. Amy must have been watching.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to the Davids.
Yep, she said Happy St. Patty's Day to the Davids, if you didn't hear.
Patrick's Day to you, Amy.
Happy Patty's Day, Amy.
Amy, can you bring me a root beer?
David wants a root beer. That's a long hike.
Yeah, you know.
I'm a lot closer. I'll take one.
Yeah, we get to you in about 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can get to me in 3 hours if you fly a really fast plane.
Right. Really fast plane. So what's been new with you, Bowen?
I turned the TV off.
Nothing. Working, and yeah. Because my daughter was coming home, I cleaned my house, and that was good.
I was telling the other David before I started up the stream. Last night we had a little schoolhouse block reunion. Tyler showed up to practice, and
I'll be in a little bit.
It was on paper. It was BJ's team, but I looked down and I was like, "That's our 2017 team right there."
Nice.
Not sure if Tyler's probably not going to play our division if he plays, but that would be fun to redo that team.
Yeah, they've been talking in the in our Facebook group about a random hobos reunion for this year.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be fun.
But it's all about who's actually ends up going, who gets because a lot of the guys here are worried about vaccines and getting vaccines, and also who's playing B, who's playing A,
all that
they're always debating about, and this is the group of people that last year were all C players, with the exception of Noah. Noah's not in our room, so I guess Steve Bott wasn't a C player last year either. But these are all guys that they really aren't going to make any decisions about who's playing B or who's playing A or who's playing C. They're just theorizing what they can do, which is fine. They got some really good ideas, so
it's good to free flow the ideas. Brainstorm. That's the word I want.
Brainstorm.
It's really I think that's a productive thing. Just throw it out there. Don't care about all the ifs and buts. Let's just throw an idea out there. See how it goes.
Show. So beyond that, well, just playing with my dog, taking care of my dog, giving him hopefully a quality existence in whatever time he has left.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's gonna take a little bit out of you, whether you know it or not. You're gonna need to make sure you're taking care of yourself too. Don't forget to eat and sleep and all those things.
Well, he prevents me from sleeping, so he wakes up and he coughs and chokes and
No, I've had elderly dogs. It's not very easy to deal with, for sure. Today we are celebrating our little baby boy Otis's third birthday. We don't know exactly when he was born, but we knew it was mid-March, so we just said, let's just pick Patty's Day. Why not?
Why not?
And we do know the little dog Ruby's birthday. I think we know Cookie's birthday too. But yeah, Otis, 3 years old today. Amy likes to make him cornbread, basically like a big pan of like a cornbread muffin. So all the doggies got little.
When I was a teenager, my sister wanted a dog for Christmas, and she got it. It was a little tiny Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. And he was he's just a little tiny thing when he was a puppy. He's one of these ones that, you get two mixed breeds and then he like doubles the size of either of his parents.
Yeah.
So he ended up being about 17, 18 pounds, and his birthday was October 28th. And he lived to be not quite 14. He was a good dog, and actually ended up being my dog. I trained him. He was my guy. And then didn't have a dog for a long time. But my niece, who is now 18, her birthday is October 28th. And then my guy here, Cooper, his birthday is October 28th. So, but he isn't going to make it to 12, unfortunately.
Yeah, one of my family dogs just was barely 12 when she died. Our other dog, he was, I think he was 15. Big dog to live that long. Irish Setter Golden Retriever mix. He was a big boy. Big red dog.
We went to Pet Supplies Plus today to pick up dog treats and cat treats and cat litter and all that good stuff. And somebody had a 196-pound Saint Bernard in there. His name was Rolex. What a gentle beast.
Yeah, I like Saint Bernards. Yeah, big. Big softies.
Yeah.
I had a friend that had two dogs. They were Rolex and Timex. They were watchdogs.
Evidently.
Watchdogs. Yeah.
Watchdogs. Oh my.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Be nice. It's witching hour, so I might be muting in a little bit.
Yeah, the dogs.
Dogs
want to go in and
witching
out.
hour, they want to play.
Oh, they just want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he wants to wrestle, and she doesn't. So he wants to wrestle, and she takes it up a notch and bites at his face.
Yeah, our dogs always get all riled up whenever Amy is working from home, and she has like a phone call. It's like right when the dogs start playing around.
Never fails. UPS guy usually shows up about then for us.
Yep. Yeah.
My guy does not like the UPS or the FedEx or the Amazon or the mailman.
Yeah. Dogs, they don't like delivery people. They're like, they
No.
see them every day, and they're like, you never stop in and say hi. What's up with that?
They see him and they turn around. They see him and turn around. They don't even bother to come up.
Well, my dogs would know the sound of the mail truck's engine. They could hear it, but now they drive like a little minivan, and it's like it's ninja style. They don't know the mail's coming anymore.
No,
they used to know the
mine
sound of
sits
the
there
mail
waiting
truck.
in the morning. My mailman shows up about 9:30 every morning, and my dog will sit there and wait, stare out the window, waiting for him. As soon as he pulls up, he starts barking until he walks past our house.
Yeah,
I'm thankful he only parks 2 houses up from us.
My dogs bark at the UPS and FedEx if it's for a delivery across the street. They're not even coming to our house. They just see the truck and they're like, "It's that guy again."
Yeah, that's about right.
My dog barks at dead people. Oh, we'll be sitting out in the back of the house, living room. I have 2 living rooms, one in the front of my house, one in the back of my house. We'll be back here, and all of a sudden he'll just bolt to the front, and he'll jump up on the front couch, and he's barking out the window.
Ghosts.
And I'll go look, and there's nothing. And now I live a couple blocks off of Aurora, which is the main highway through North Seattle. So I'm sure he's hearing people that are over there on a couple blocks away, but I can't see anything. So I'm always like, dude, you see dead people.
Yeah. I used to think when I was younger that dogs could see spirits when I thought I believed in spirits. I don't know what I think about all that.
Watch a couple episodes of Ghost Hunters, man. You'll believe.
I don't know. It just makes me think of this one time this door opened by itself when I was living with my buddy Charlie. I often talk about my buddy Charlie, but he wasn't even home. It was like my buddy Tony and I were sitting there in the living room, and a door that we never used in the front of the house. We always used the side door because it had a carport. So the door to the front of the house was always locked. It had a entertainment center blocking it. We didn't use that door at all. But things that were moved around, and the door must have been used or something recently, because it was just sitting there unlocked and the wind blew it open, and we were just like, that door opened by itself, and ran into the garage. Which is funny because the garage only has one exit. Why you would flee to somewhere that only has one exit? That was dumb.
Well, if it only has one exit, then it only has one entrance, which makes it defensible.
That's a good point.
I was actually talking this with my daughter the other day. Excuse me, about horror movies, and they get attacked and they go in the bathroom and they, person can't get in. They're all barricaded in, and then the person stops jiggling the door handle, and they wait about 2 minutes, and then they undo the barricade, and then they go like they're gonna go sneak out of the house, and then that's when they always get got. I was like, you're in that bathroom? You just better hang out in there until somebody shows up or until you're starving to death.
They do kind of preemptively look to see if the coast is clear, right?
Yeah. Oh.
2 viewers. I keep getting attacked. What you want, Ruby? What you want? You just want to lick my feet. That's awkward. What is it, Ruby? Come here. Oh. Ruby. What do you think? Do you see that, Ruby? Is that you? Okay. She's like, get me out of here. Oh boy.
So did you get your stimulus yet, Gus?
You know, I haven't. But I didn't get the last one. I got the first one, but not the last one.
Mine showed up today.
No, and I don't really need it, so I'm not like worried.
You send it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay for everybody's nationals trip that comes on these Zoom calls, right? No, not that rich. I'm not rich. I'm poor as hell, but for my level of income, I had a good year last year, and I'm just like, I'm okay with that. I mean, yeah. Now I have 2 days off in a row. That's like, I don't know what to do with myself. We decided to close on Mondays just to give me a little break. We had an artist leave. It made sense to just change the schedule. And I had last week was my first Monday off. This Monday didn't really count. It was like we had to go in for one appointment and then leave right away. So it wasn't a full day. It wasn't a day off because he had to go in for that one thing. It was most of a day off. I watched the second half of the last Lord of the Rings movie, Return of the King. That was a good chunk of time. David looks like it's bedtime. Bedtime for Mr. Fry. What does that say? I heart what? On your Mr. Bowen?
What?
Your drink said I heart something.
Oh. Mazithra.
What's a Mazithra?
It's a cheese topping for spaghetti.
Okay.
This is actually go to the other side. It says the old Spaghetti Factory, 50th anniversary. Spaghetti Factory is a West Coast chain of they do spaghetti.
Okay.
And their thing is that when you order your meal, you get just a small side salad, your main course, and then you get a dessert of either spumoni ice cream or vanilla ice cream. Just a small little dish. Well, you were there. You were there at our banquet. That's where the banquet was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a great place. I love that place.
Yeah. So they have about 30 locations up and down the West Coast, and I love eating there. And if you order the Italian soda, it comes in a glass that you get to keep.
Mm.
So whenever I go to the Spaghetti Factory, I always get an Italian soda.
Yeah, it was a cool place. I liked the booth that was like a train. It was like
it's a trolley.
Trolley. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, I told you my ex is coming. My first date ever with my ex, we went to Spaghetti Factory and we sat in the trolley.
Oh man, I'm bringing up all that.
Thanks, Gus. No, it's all right. It's all right.
Come on.
So I guess my next wife, I need to take the spaghetti factory, and I'll have another great 23-year marriage.
Yeah.
I've already found the girl. She just doesn't know it yet.
Oh yeah. It's not that Instagram girl, is it?
Hey, it is. The one in Salt Lake City?
I don't know. I think that's what we were talking about last week.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know. She's smoking hot, dude. And she's, yeah.
I'm following you, David, so you can be famous.
Yeah, Amy's following you on Instagram so you can be Insta famous.
Thank you. Oh, no. Okay, no. Last week I was talking about the girl that's the influencer that started following me. No, that's not who I was talking about. I follow this girl that I actually met on a dating site, and she has her Instagram on there, and she has a really good job. She's in business, and but she has about a year ago she started doing pole dancing as a form of exercise, and she's been progressing but she's really actually fun to watch, because I mean she puts pole dancing videos up there, and they're classy, and she's all about a woman being able to be sexy and sensual without being sexualized. But she also puts she has her DM fail storyline, where guys that send her messages, and she'll totally just put you on blast. If you just come on there and this guy sent me a picture of his junk, but I didn't ask for it, and and she'll just put it right there on the thing with her little comments. And then she also has her pole progress section where you can see a year ago when she started pole dancing, and now how she's progressed over the year. You can actually see how her body has changed with all the pole dancing, and then how she's gotten so much better, because she goes online and finds videos and tutorials and learns new moves. And but yeah, she's a really cool lady, and I've actually had the opportunity to chat with her a few times. So yeah, I'm gonna move to Salt Lake City and convince her to become my next wife.
I'm gonna get into pole dancing, just as for exercise. Yeah.
There you go. Hey, you can do it, man. Just make sure you get a good, as she says, just make sure you get a good pole. Has to be $300 or more. She said anything under that's going to be cheap. She actually had a video up a little bit ago of somebody that had got a really cheap pole, and just one of the ones that just extends. They started to swing on it, and it totally came crashing down.
Yeah, you end up on a fail video compilation.
That's exactly what it was.
I have found myself from time to time, get into fail video compilations, just binge watching fails of various things.
Well, like I say, my friend that has the thing, I really like her DM fails. My daughter's home, so I'm gonna bail. I will come back a little later.
Right on.
After my ex leaves. Take it easy.
Later.
Good luck with all that. Oh man.
Now you're stuck with me again.
I was gonna say you're probably dozing off, ready for bed.
Yeah, I got an early morning tomorrow. Not to mention I was up early this morning.
Yeah. I might, I can fly solo if you have to leave.
No, you're fine. I'm hanging right now. I'm listening to the TV, listening to you. Dogs have settled down finally.
Probably, if I was left alone for too long, I'd have to pop on the video. It's unlisted. This would be a sneak peek. Nobody saw our gameplay last night. I think Clint live streamed the first game.
He live streamed some of it. That's what I saw this morning.
It was funny because
I didn't watch it, but
If you watch the real time comments on that video, you'll see me like commenting. I commented at stoplights because I was driving from the tattoo shop over, and my phone. I get Facebook notifications make my phone buzz, and I was like, somebody calling me? I looked and I was like, oh, it's just Facebook. And so I got stopped at the light and I flipped it open. I was like, oh, Clint Fisher's live. So on my drive in, kind of had the sounds of WhirlyBall playing, which was
there you go.
kind of fun. And I heard him. It was funny. He's like, I'm taking over for Gus till he gets here. And I was like, oh, man, what a weird thing to hear yourself mentioned on a live stream that you're trying to get to. But I didn't plan on live streaming last night. I figured we were going to do, usually the stuff I live stream on Sundays, it's like kind of open play, really random who gets in the cars. What we did last night was a very specific kind of
I noticed
teams that were like set up. And
well, I noticed right away, the very first minute of it, they're setting up a wall at half court.
Yeah, it was
waiting for the game to start, and I was going to say, this isn't any kind of practice I've ever watched them.
Yeah.
Oh, my stars. Hi, baby girl. Come on, let's go sit down.
How long did you guys play?
We played from like 7. Well, I got there late, but roughly they started right at a little bit after 7. We played till 10.
Okay.
7 to 10 is our time slot on Tuesday.
How many did you have show up? You have both courts or just one?
Just the one court. It was we had somewhere between 15 and 20 people because we basically made 3 teams and then we had a few spare people. I remember Sammy just showed up to hang out. That was kind of funny. He didn't actually play. We had Clint, Doug, and I guess that was it for the big guns, and then David Bernard. And that was a pretty tough team of Clint, Doug, and David all on the same team. That was a workout for the defender.
Oh, yeah.
I was on my toes. I showed up and I was like, oh man, I was like thrown into the, battle zone. But yeah, like I said, Tyler showed up a little bit into it, and I don't
remember Tyler.
He was on my team in 2017 in Cleveland. He had long blonde hair. Kind of like little curvy, kind of wavy, curly, kind of.
Yeah.
Not super curly.
It's not ringing a bell, though.
Amy just said blonde locks. Yeah, because we always say that right now he kind of has like a mohawk, but back then he had like a mane. He just had this big mane of hair. But
well, I did too out of high school.
Yeah.
I had a lot of hair in high school. Then I turned 18 and started losing it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
I think I noticed a couple years after high school that I was like, oh man, my hairline is a lot different.
Yeah, mine tucked away above the eyes. It, shrunk up behind there, and then I got the patch. The horseshoe started forming really good. All the other hair started falling out.
And then started turning gray when I was like 29, 30 years old.
Oh, you were early.
Yeah, that's why I got so much gray right now. But what can you do? It's just genetics.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
My mother always wanted me to dye my beard hair like those Just for Men commercials or something, and I'm like, no. There's a thing my family crest, as it were, is a thing. I don't know. It's not like anything I really care about necessarily, but it is a thing, and it's got a picture of a guy with a white beard, and I was like, this is my destiny. That guy on that family crest, he didn't dye his beard.
No, you can bleach it, be Santa Claus next year.
Yeah, see, I'm not quite Santa Claus. A little too dark in the chops.
Well, that's what I mean. You can bleach it a little bit.
One kid called you Santa.
Oh, I've been called Santa before.
Yeah. Well, I was growing mine out before all the bullshit with the leukemia, and
Yeah.
I had a pretty full one, but mine was all red. Mine hadn't changed over yet. You know, I grew up pretty much blonde, but when my facial hair grew in, I had red mustache and red beard. And since then, going through the chemo and everything, it turned everything gray.
Yeah.
Sandy blonde and gray. Dirty blonde, I guess. But all the shit on my face that was all red is now gray.
Yeah, I had some red hairs in my beard. Those were the first grays. They were the first to go gray.
Those are the first one, yeah.
That's my theory, anyway.
We're looking at $150,000. But if you are wrong, you'll be going home with
Hey, you should behave.
So, want to stay and play, or would you like to walk away?
I will tell you that tells me it's my cancer because we saw lifetime, we just saw cancer. When we saw lifetime,
Let's pull up some video. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's what I want.
You're looking at like now. Are we leaning towards making the decision to stay?
Which one you pulling up?
I was gonna watch a little bit of last night
Oh, okay.
for something to do till maybe a Bill or somebody might maybe pop on later. No Doc tonight. I knew that. That's always a bummer to find out so early that somebody's not gonna make it out.
Yeah.
But you know, he's gotta do his thing.
Hey now. Hey,
All right.
everybody. Hi, Mia.
Let's see.
Well, it's 10 o'clock. Bill should be on soon.
It's good you're being a jerk.
And
You go lay down. Leave the baby alone. Go lay down.
full source. Camera one.
I said no.
Oh, here comes the dogs barking again.
Lay down. Sorry. That's cookie for
Oh,
you.
that's not what I want.
Cookie? No, you don't get to do that.
That's not what I want either. Come on now.
So what are the teams out here?
Let's see. We got this is we got Calvin and Black 10. Yeah, I don't know why I got feedback all of a sudden. Why would I get that? Because this is on? That doesn't make any sense. That is really weird. That because I turned that on. Why does that do that? That doesn't make any sense, honey. Talking with Amy.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, when I bring in the audio for channel 2, that brings in an echo for some reason. Oh, because audio was on for camera 4. Now I get it. So this camera next to me, this camera over here, this one's audio was on, just faintly. That's why it was echoing.
Who's the red team?
Okay, so red team, this is my team, but I wasn't there yet. So there's Howard, red 5. Yeah, David's playing red 17. Dan Serlin, red 23. BJ, red 21. And Ken was playing red 1, and he was just filling in until Tyler got there. Because Tyler was our 5th on paper.
Okay. There's a 2-on-1, 3-on-2.
There it is. So this is almost
3-on-1, 4-on-1.
Carlton whiffs it. So what's the score? It's red is up by 1 point, 13-12, with just under 3 minutes to go. I showed up in the second half with my camera. And then let's see, the black team is Tim's playing black 20, Calvin black 10, Carlton black 2, Phil black 4, and Wingy in black 22.
Oh, okay, that's Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
Yeah, it's hard for me. My eyes are shot. I can't even, the screen is... I'm watching on an index card.
Right. It's funny, you can hear people in the ref booth talking. Well, you don't have the audio pumping through to you, but I can hear it.
No.
I haven't quite got a good way to feed video audio through to the Zoom call. Obviously you guys need my audio. you need to hear me most of the time, or just each other. And if I was piping through the audio for this game, it would be like I was constantly talking.
Yeah, it would stay on.
Yeah, which means
Then you'd have to
like,
raise. Then we'd have to raise our hand to talk.
Right. It would be funny if everybody had like a whirly ball. Everybody just picked up the ball.
Oh, well, there's a raise your hand option on the in Zoom.
Oh yeah, I haven't really, I've almost had this program like almost a whole year now. I think in about another week or so.
See, there you go.
That's funny.
I'm raising my hand.
I see that. That's funny. Alright, so they didn't win their first game, but that...
Who won?
The black team won. Looks like it's 19-15.
That was a close game. A 4-pointer. I thought they'd probably do a little bit better.
Let me write down these for the next game for these
Now, who's that in the blue shirt?
That's Justin Trudeau.
Okay.
Yeah, not the Canadian Prime Minister, but
No, obviously not.
there's Bill.
What's up?
Where's Bill?
How's it going, guys?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Anything new in Chicagoland?
They're opening up our centers the end of the month.
Yeah.
So
We didn't have enough to play on Sunday, so they're trying it again next Sunday.
ugh. Enough
Yeah.
meaning 10?
Yeah.
Are you able
I
to go
wasn't
play
able
them?
to. My eyes were too messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still can't see. I'm working on one eye right now. I was just at the eye doctor's yesterday. They plugged my tear ducts. They
Oh,
put
okay.
plugs in my tear ducts to help keep the moisture on the eyeball longer. Because your tear ducts drain to your sinuses.
Okay.
And so they put little plugs in them to keep my eyes more moist. And they gave me an eye dropper, Stasis, for dry eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And they took me off the steroid drop that I was on and put me on another drop. So no, it was a busy day yesterday.
Yeah, hopefully it's
But they're working on it.
better and better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is
who's-
what it is. I can I got one eye I can see out of right now, so the other
Yeah,
one's
I've
just
been
a little blurry still.
I've been watching this show on Netflix, and it's called In the Dark, and it's about this lady. She's completely blind, and her friend gets murdered, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And like every episode I watch, I just keep thinking what it would be like not to be able to see anything, you know?
Oh, I'm sure. My mother-in-law is legally blind,
Mm-hmm.
but she's like me. She's got one good eye right now,
Yeah.
and it's funny because you know she'll be looking right at me, but you can tell she can't see me. She's looking right past me.
Got it.
You know, it's weird when you look at her. She's got that macular degeneration.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, she can't see like directly in front of her, but you know, if 10, 20 degrees off to the side, she can see.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking how shitty that would be. That would be like having two fingers right in front of your eyes like an inch.
Yeah. Right.
You know, not being able to see what you're looking at.
Yeah. My grandfather was legally blind, but you know, so like he had the cane and everything else. But I mean, he could see, but he couldn't drive. He couldn't, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm still driving. I drove home yesterday.
Okay.
How did you manage
My wife was
that?
busy. Yeah, I know. I got lucky. It was miserable coming home, and then they progressively got worse to the point where I put an eye patch on and sunglasses because just to keep it shut,
Yeah.
and went to bed. Yeah, I went to bed early, and just because I know that that's what it takes. It just takes keeping it shut and for it to get better. It'll heal itself eventually. Just got to get off all these drugs.
It's funny listening to these refs try to. They're trying to do stats last night.
Yeah, I saw that over on
put
the
up-
left corner there.
Who put up that shot? Who put up that shot? It's like.
Rewind it. Oh,
It's just funny because they're.
I thought you were asking.
No, it's them. I'm just repeating what they said.
Yeah. There's a 3-on-2.
And sometimes they get it wrong, and I was watching some of the videos today, and I was like, that's funny, they don't know who put up that shot.
So, how many people are in the booth?
Just two. Should be no more. Well, there's somebody on the box, and somebody's on the clipboard. And clipboard's just taking stats.
That's all we used to do. It was easy. We would try calling it out, like every time we saw a pass, you know. I mean, not every pass, but, you know, we'd pay attention to where the ball was and two.
I had a few good blocks and a few good goals last night. Blocks and goals. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Assists. No.
I passed the ball to BJ and he made a goal. So yeah.
Well, that's an assist. There you go.
I don't think we win this one.
Who is that?
Which one?
In the bottom in the black shirt.
That's Doug. Black 20 is Doug.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, let's look at these teams. David Bernard is in black 10. Clint Fisher, black 4. Justin Trudeau, black 2. And black 22 is the new guy. That's John. He played in the leagues with some of these guys way back when at West Bloomfield and hasn't played since.
Oh, yeah, I saw him on the... What's his name?
John something.
Warren Watson?
That sounds close. I'm surprised I can remember his name. I'm really bad with names. Especially a common one like John. Jeebus. Yeah, and the red team, of course, this is the team I've played on with for years, except for that Ken's out there. So this would be my 2019 with Ken instead of Drew. It'd be my 2018 team rather.
That's a slight downgrade.
Oh no, big downgrade.
Drew to Ken.
Well, my 2017 team. This would be my 2017 team with Tyler instead of Ken.
Also a downgrade.
Yeah. So Tyler shows up for the next game that we play, not this one.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. So we had a little schoolhouse block.
Is he considering nationals this year?
If he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a bid on the Michigan B team. Like, that's the only way he's going to play. That's my guess, is he's probably going to be B or nothing.
Yeah, that was his deal a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was his deal going into last year. I don't know if he was ever considering 2019 at all. I don't think he did, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. The Seattle one?
Yeah, I don't think he was. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he was thinking about going out to Seattle.
Because he didn't play. He didn't play Atlanta either.
You know, he didn't play Atlanta because he wasn't happy that he was put on the secondary team. But really, they had time to work and be a better team. He just bailed on them early. They had to find somebody else to be their fifth. And, yeah, we had Drew on our team. And that was it. I mean, that was probably the best team I'd ever been on. Ding was probably the best nationals team I went on, you know. Look at me trying to push my slow car in front of this dude.
I thought the Ding team was good. It was
yeah.
It was decent.
We were a good team. I would play with them, all those guys. That's why, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to play with these four guys. With the exception of whoever our fifth is going to be somebody else.
So what's that? That's you, Dan.
Me, Dan, BJ, and Howard. I mean, we've played together since 2017. So Dan didn't go to Seattle, so we had Carlton and Wings. Right. So it was me, Howard, BJ, Carlton, and Wings in Seattle. That was the most different team that I'd been on, but still kind of a core. Howard and BJ, I've played with them since 2017, every year, 17, 18, 19. And Tyler and I played together in 2015, 16, and 17. With Howard in 2016 and 17. But the big difference from 2016 to 2017 on my team was 2016 we had Roy and Austin. In 2017 we had BJ straight into C, like he'd never played nationals before, and we had Dan, who that was his first year in C. So I had two new guys to C replacing two guys that were like, well, we're B players. It's like, okay, cool. Well, help us win a C banner and then go up to B. All right. You know, come on. Oh, well. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Because I think Michigan teams have been structurally weaker than they should have been in the last 3 years. Just my humble opinion.
Yeah, we'll see what this year looks like.
We never seem to want to build that
Yeah, I mean,
strongest
you
team.
guys are pretty fundamentally strong.
Yeah.
Seriously, though. Look at that right now. You got 5 guys throw up a wall right away.
Well, we're holding back 2 A players.
Exactly.
Oh, look at Trudeau got through somehow. That's like his only goal for the night.
Yeah, I saw he wants to play B, huh?
Yeah, joke's on him. The B team's never gonna want him. They'll.
I mean, I've only watched him. I was just there for his first practice back, but so obviously he hasn't played in a very long time. So I can't judge. But I didn't feel like I was like, oh, I mean it wasn't like, oh, this is a David Bernard or this is Austin. You know, I mean he felt more like part of the.
He doesn't play any different than he did before. To me, he plays the same as he did when he left. He's no different. He was lucky to be on Anthony's team in 2016, and Anthony just destroyed us out in Texas in 2016. Fucked up both the Michigan teams when we were tired. Man, it was a long day. That tournament was rough. So tie game right now. So who's that same team of Doug, Clint, the new guy John, David, and Justin. So you're talking that's a BA team with a D guy. One D guy with like B and A players, we'll say, against like a C team. And we hold our own. We do pretty good. I don't think we win this one just because, I mean, we got Ken out there. Ken's kind of a D plus C minus player. Because, I mean, he's good enough for C. But you could sneak him in as a Mike Hazen D ringer, you know. No, he's yeah.
So that's interesting. If you had to take somebody down to D, who makes more sense, Ken or Mike?
Oh, Ken. You can't take Mike down over Ken. No. That's easy. That's an easy one.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike. Mike's dangerous up close. Mike will make an open layup. Ken won't make an open layup every time. He'll get in his own head and miss an open layup. Mike will make up close shots. Mike will make open shots. Mike will make some long shots you don't expect him to make, especially if you question whether he's a good enough player. He'll get out there and he'll show you. But I always feel like Mike just doesn't play aggressively enough. He's a kind of nice guy, a passive guy. And he gets out there, he doesn't play very aggressive. And when I get out there, I'm just like, let's get out there and play our hardest. And not very many people want to play like I do. I mean, some people, but...
No. I want to leave it all out there. Yeah, no, I agree. I think I mentioned that last week, that Mike like it feels like sometimes there's some passes that comes his way, but he's not really like exerting himself to get it. Like if like once in a while I was like, oh, that felt like he could have got it, but you can't tell. I can't tell if it was just him or not.
Yeah. That'd be fun to play with you, Bill. That'd be fun if we were on a team together. Like, who would be the other three that could handle our kind of, like, bring everything intensity out on the court kind of thing,
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch. And there's a lot of people probably, but I would play on a team with you, man. I think we'd have some fun. Actually, a few of the guys out by you, they've said it before. Like Dan Serlin says that a lot. Him and BJ when we were in. Well, it had to be Atlanta or after Atlanta, or maybe it was just after practice. I take that back. And he's like, he goes, I just like the way that you play. He goes, just kind of controlled and stuff. He goes, we would work really well together.
Yeah, you would fit in with our squad for sure.
Well, if Chicago ever dumps me, I'll be your fifth.
I'll be your fifth. That sounds like Top Gun.
Yeah. I'll be your wingman.
Oh, we're up. How are we? We're up 20-16 here.
From a safe distance, the whole band goes to that type music up and down West 25th Street.
We're going to have the Cleveland Firefighters Memorial Pipes and Drums perform. They always perform here.
Just under 3 minutes. 2:45. 20-16. 22-16. I'm in full defensive mode in this game. You can see me. I'm in the fast car. Okay, so Black 20 was the rocket car, and I decided to use it in a defensive mode, which meant nobody was getting around the short goalie this game. A lot of times I was like controlling multiple people if I could. It's hard to do that and not be a ball chaser. Nothing I could do there. Clint snuck in around Ken. Ken's in the slowest black car. Black 4 is a slow car. So I wasn't going to give Ken too much crap on that. But see, there's David trying to keep me back. He knows I got the rocket car, so he's trying to keep me back. But funny thing is I don't mind staying close to him. I can control him that way. A lot of times I'm telling Ken, you worry about the next guy. Go get the next guy. Right there, Ken doesn't know what to do. I'm telling Ken what to do. Look at the play. And see, now we're screwed because you weren't watching the play until I told you to. And it's too late. Oh, Bill's connecting on 2 screens. It's like, what is going on?
I was waiting for my computer to boot up.
Oh, okay. Switching from the phone to the computer. Computer to the phone.
Yeah, the phone sucks battery down so fast on Zoom, man. Like 40 minutes.
Yeah, David Bowen is always checking in on the phone, and he was like when we first started doing this, and back in the summer, and we did the like long Zoom calls. He was his phone was near overheating all the time.
Yeah.
Because if it's pulling that much juice and you're just constantly charging it, your phone's getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a new Samsung whatever 20. It's only about 3 months old, and but I got it like a cheesy dollar store charger.
BJ dumps this in the corner. We do win this one.
22-20.
We do win this one. So we won 2 games against them last night. I was pretty heated. Like, defense is here. Like, why is Dan and Howard so far away? Like, I'm yelling, defense is up here. Like, Dan and Howard are the guys that are, like, not driving towards where I think the defensive line is. Constantly. That's just me. Everybody's got their own kind of path to go on when it comes to learning whirly ball. Just in life in general, I think that's how it goes. You learn things when it's your time to learn it. So I try my best not to be too impatient with people that don't do what I think they should be doing. But Mostly because a lot of those guys shoot better than me, and I just have to trust that they're going to make goals. Dan and BJ, like, I can't say shit to Dan and BJ. It's like, get up there and make some goals, damn it. Howard, I tend to yell at Howard too much. BJ actually gave me a look. I could tell, even with the mask on. He was like, come on, ease up on Howard. Because I was like, hey! Yeah, I wanted him to keep Doug up court. And he just wasn't looking around. And then there was one time I yelled at Dan because I was like, a little contact, maybe? Like, I'm just watching him do this dance where you're just moving down court. It's like, hit him! You're in a bumper car. Hit him! Do something.
Every once in a while, depending on, like, which card I'm in and like, who's coming, like, I'll do the same thing. Like, because, like, if you go to get them, like, they're going to be by you, you know? Like,
right,
I got to...
If you zig when you should have zagged, you're screwed. But a lot of times, if you hit them just right, you're gonna take some momentum away. You can recover. I just don't like seeing every play being this zigzag because now they're in shooting range. You know, even if you bump them and they get away from you, you stop them long enough that we can adjust. We get somebody else in that pocket, and you can rotate out and get somebody else. That's the one thing I got to get everybody doing, which is like switching off guys. Like some of our people that are not defensive minded to the point where I think they should be, the hang up is not being able to switch off of a guy. Like just they get focused on, I'm holding this guy, I'm holding this guy. It's okay, now I have him. Get away and go get somebody else. You know,
that's another reason I wouldn't mind playing on a team with you. Like you're vocal on defense. I like somebody that can direct the defense and stuff.
I'm always trying to think a couple steps ahead, just in my own play, driving against somebody. But then when I'm watching people drive away and I'm watching how it might come back, I see where the breakdowns are before they happen. So, and anybody that's played a lot of back-end defense should be able to do that. Like, Tall Drew can do that. I think Tyler can do that pretty well. Just like, this is where I need you guys to be. And those are the people that are yelling when the shot's going up too early. Like, no! That shot shouldn't have went up. Just because we were screwed in that moment. I love this.
Yeah, you know,
the refs just said, "Who just shot that?" And they're like, I don't know."
For a while, I wasn't really, we didn't play for so long that I didn't have any itch to do anything. But now that it's going on and I've been out there a couple times, I can't wait. I just can't wait to play again.
Now you're Jones. And what day do you guys coming out?
I'm gonna come this weekend, most likely.
Oh, okay.
Scott and Julie are actually coming up on Friday. They're spending the whole weekend out there together.
Oh, nice.
And I think Dan Doherty is going to go Friday as well. He's got his own room he's getting.
So what are they doing on Saturday?
I have no clue.
I don't know. They should.
I was going to try and get George and come up Saturday too, but I got some I'm helping my dad demolish his kitchen on Saturday, so I doubt we'll be done in time for me to jump in a car and come Saturday night.
Yeah, no, probably not.
It'll be just enough time to go get a few hours of sleep and then jump in a car and come.
So this was fun last night. This was the return of Carlton. Carlton hasn't
I saw that.
Any Sunday practices, and he showed up last night. And that was kind of like a little buzz that was, I think people knew he was coming. You know, we're like, Carlton's coming out. But, so yeah, this team right now is like Phil, Tim, Wingy, Calvin, and brain just stopped working. Carlton. So, I mean, that's a pretty solid C team. I was saying that last night. I was like, if Phil was gonna play C, like, this team has potential. I mean, right now they're playing against a couple A players and some B players. I mean, yeah, they have a D level 5th, but
Well, Phil would probably play B, right?
I think Phil is definitely in the B spectrum, but he's not so far away that he wouldn't come play with us. You know what I mean? He'd be like, he'd be, of all of the potential B players, he's the one that wouldn't have an ego to step down. He'd probably come play with us just to have fun, you know? None of the other B potential guys, they're done with us. So,
Gotcha.
So Phil, I would like to have Phil as my 5th. That'd be fun. As much as I said earlier, I wouldn't mind playing like a Schoolhouse Block reunion. We know that a Ding reunion is out of the picture, and so it would be fun to just throw Phil into that position and call the team something else.
You know, if Phil played as your guys' 5th, that makes you guys a really dangerous team.
Dangerous.
No. I mean, he's a two-way player. He's smart.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
he's somebody that I could trust holding the back end as I went up to do something else, which is something I've been working on a lot in the last couple of years, but really specifically this year, trying to put more offensive pressure as I know how to do. I just really have been not able to leave the back end unattended, typically.
Very different. We just asked for months. Investigate the collective movement. They believe we're stolen.
Well, yeah, you get. Tim's
so who's the other group then? So if it's the 4 of you, who does that leave of C players?
I mean,
Timmy.
Pretty much what you see on the court. You got Tim, Wings, Calvin. Mike Hazen's not present, so Mike Hazen's a C player that's not here on Tuesday.
So Timmy. Wouldn't he pitch a fit if he had to play with Mike Hazen and Calvin?
Timmy's going to play with whoever he's told to play with.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll probably pitch a fit. But here's the thing is he can't just show up and push BJ off a team. You know, he's got to...
Oh, no, I'm not saying he should. I was just...
he
I was just wondering if that has reared its head yet, because I would just envision that.
We already had a powerhouse team that would leave like 4 C guys going, what? That would have included Tim and Wings and me and BJ and Dan and just been like, yeah, we'll run that one. But then that leaves 4 C guys going, what? Why?
Yeah.
But, I will play for whatever everybody wants to do. I've never wanted to, a lot of times I get asked, who do you want to play with? And I'm like, man, I don't like getting wrapped up in who I want my team to be, because then it's gonna get in my head when it's not who I want it to be. I'm going to feel like my team is going to be not who I want it to be if I have some kind of preconceived notion of who it should be. So if I just stay with I'll play for whoever kind of mentality until the team is decided, and then at that point I start focusing on how we should play, who needs to do what, work on what, and myself included in that kind of stuff. And try to figure out how the team's going to play together. I'm all for... playing for my team once the team's decided. I try not to have a preconceived notion for all the things I just said, but and I've always said I will play for whatever team Michigan wants me to play with. That being said, I have also said several people over the years, there's usually like 1 or 2 people over the years that I'm like, I don't play with this person well, and they will agree. So a lot of times there's kind of this half unspoken, partially spoken, Gus won't play with so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Amy's trying to censor me right now. She thinks I'm going to say something I shouldn't.
Got the dump button ready?
She thinks I'm not giving Bill enough time to talk. I'm talking too much.
Bill's fine. But I appreciate that.
It's just me and Bill, honey. It's just Bill and I. Oh, okay.
Looks like Steve's lurking in the background now.
Oh, Steve's lurking, and David, I don't know if David's awake or not. He's still lurking. I didn't see Steve was lurking. He's just watching this video.
He's scoping out the Michigan players.
Yeah.
I was listening.
I would have been on sooner, but I wanted to spare you guys from my noisy cooking.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, we'd have to mute you.
Yep.
Spoon Man.
We always catch you at dinner time. Out here, it's a lot later.
Yeah, we had dinner hours ago.
It's pretty much the same routine for me every day. I do like my 45-minute to hour commute home. I work out for an hour, then I cook dinner, eat dinner, and then, if I feel like it, jump on here.
Yeah. No, we usually catch David Bowen driving home from work and then eating dinner and all that stuff. The Seattle crew always is eating. Mark's often eating when he gets on here.
Yeah.
I'm usually scarfing down food just before I start up here, but that's just because at the shop we work till about 7-ish. Used to be more like 8. Lately it's been a pretty consistent 7 o'clock, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
How far do you live from your shop, yes?
About the same distance as the center. It roughly takes, in good traffic, 15 to 20 minutes. And that just depends. That depends on which lights you hit and that the expressway is open up. There's no backups on the expressway. But as far as the expressway is concerned, it's like WhirlyBall and the tattoo shop is like the scarecrow. You can go this way or that way. It takes about the same amount of time, right? You're going that way or that way. So I can actually get to WhirlyBall quicker from home sometimes than I can from work, which does not make sense. But just because if I was going to go to WhirlyBall from home, I would stay on the expressway for one more exit and then take a different road, where when I go to the tattoo shop, I get off and I kind of zigzag up some side roads. Which, like I said, you hit enough lights that takes some time away. So this is a close game right now. We got 2-point difference, 12-10. Black team is up. You got a very A-heavy black team with a D player and a confused CB player. B should be in C.
Oh, and Bill, I don't need to lurk and scope out the Michigan competition. I know who all plays in that Senate. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, I'm scoping them out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I expect you to. You haven't played with them as long as I have.
Actually, over the last couple years, I venture to guess I've caught up to almost like most people how much time they spend with Michigan, because I go out there once a month starting in January, so I usually get about 5-6 practices each year in with them before nationals.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, I guess. Yeah, I think collectively maybe it's not the same, but it's been interesting seeing some of their old people come back that I've never met before, just being only in the national scene for a couple years. So what I find interesting is they're like, oh, he was from a long time ago. He was from a long time ago. And I just assume that I don't make an assumption. I have no clue who's a good player or not. Right. And, I guess you kind of figure it out after a few games, but, yeah. I mean, there's a number of the older Michigan crew who are decent, but I think there's really only one guy who it's kind of inconsistent, who I would say is really somewhat dominant, and that'd be Billy. I was there for his first or second practice back, and he was really inconsistent for about 4 or 5 games, and then he caught fire, and then frickin' like it was pretty crazy to watch for a little while.
Yeah.
Damn, Timmy. Timmy's getting consistent as shit, man.
I watched
he
him in
was lighting it
Nationals.
up. Yeah, he was
Hit like
it up.
8 in a row. I saw Billy in Nationals one year hit like 8 in a row.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people were rotating, taking turns on him on defense, and he just kept beating everybody.
Yeah.
I had my turn. He went 50-50. He made one and missed one, so I felt like that was halfway decent compared to what I saw.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But maybe I was lucky and he just missed one.
I feel kind of the same way. I was like, oh man, this guy ain't shit, and then he like lit it up on me. I'm like, okay, I got it.
He's got a quick ass shot, I'll tell you.
Well, see, I've blocked Sammy. I blocked Doug pretty good this night. I think the next game I blocked Doug pretty good, and he was really mad because the play before Tyler blocked him. So like 2 plays in a row, Doug thought he had a shot, and like Tyler and we've been playing Nationals together since 2015. Subtract a couple years, like we were in the zone that game, and Doug couldn't break through it. It was funny to see him get a little frustrated. The last game they lit us
Doug
up.
has been playing long enough to know now that he has, he has a low shot, so to speak, and he shouldn't be shooting over scoops.
Well, no, it was a screenshot I blocked him on. David set him up for a screenshot, and I blocked him.
He was too damn close.
It happens.
Because I'm guilty of the same crap. I totally underestimate, even like the somewhat shorter people. I'll underestimate it. The distance, and they'll get me. I mean, shit, Bailey's been blocking the hell out of me the last couple times I've been playing, so I'm like, damn, that's when you really know.
No, you just don't underestimate people. That's the lesson to be learned there.
I find that I like playing in certain carts better, that I can judge my shot better. Like when I'm in Michigan, I feel like it's a true shot for me. But like when I come back to Chicago, and if we play at one of the news centers, the carts sit higher. So even though I'm higher, I mean, obviously both people are higher. I don't like the other person to be sitting that much higher. I'll go to Michigan on a Sunday, feel like I play lights out, once in a while. And then on Monday, I'm like, I'm going to fucking kick the shit out of everybody. and then come home and be slightly humbled, even though like I should really own most of my center, most of the time. And but then I'll get blocked a couple times, and I got to recalibrate when I come back home.
I mean, yeah, these scores are all pretty tight until like
I haven't seen one lopsided game yet out of a few.
The last game, which we won't get to tonight, just because it's a time thing. I think we're not gonna watch all these, but the last game we played was bad because David just lit us up. He had that rocket car for the black team in the first half, just kept scoring on us till it was like, all right, we're not coming back. And the second half was just like, half the team didn't really feel into it. We're just like, I was just out there playing with everything I had and being frustrated that like not everybody was. It was like, we're gonna lose this anyway. Everybody started taking it easy. It's like, no, that's not what we're supposed to do here. We're supposed to fight to the death and close that gap up. Oh well.
Most people book the insurance company will do the right thing.
All right, so this is an epic showdown here. This is so this is what I told Ken. He was kicked off the team because Tyler showed up. I was like, oh, there's Tyler. Ken, you're off the team. He's like, I know. So this is the Schoolhouse Block reunion. My 2017 Nationals team played last night for the first time since 2017. That's pretty crazy now that I just said that out loud, that these 5 guys that are getting in the black cars hadn't played together since 2017. Because when we started training for 2018, we ended up on a lot of different mixed teams and then set up on different teams. And then Tyler was like, I'm not going to Atlanta with these teams, and he was out. And that's just how it went. I hit Phil for no reason right there. I love doing shit like that. Oh, and I'm in the rocket car too. Talking with Tyler. Like, hey Tyler, what's up? What's up, man? Haven't seen you forever. Blah, blah, blah. Haven't seen him for like a year. Phil crossing center court to say hi to Tyler as well. It's like, dude, that's offsides, but never mind. Who cares? This red team would be a good team. I can see. Like, Tim could have made that in theory.
Yeah, Phil. If Phil played C and he was their 5th, that would level them off a little too.
I mean, you could end up with Phil and Tyler on the B team as a defense squad, which would be a thing.
Actually, I would like them better than. Oh no! Last year you guys had the mix. You had Frank and Jared. That's right.
I was giving Tim probably the most grief he ever gets from anybody, scoop coverage wise.
Nice shot, Calvin.
Was that Calvin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Calvin's got a laser beam shot. As long as he's open and has, like, in a two-on-one situation, Calvin's dangerous. Because in your brain you're like, okay, I want to go for the stronger shooter if I have to, and then you're like, okay, it means Calvin has an open lane. He's gonna make that. There's Calvin just made another one. But like all shooters, he can go cold. It happens.
Yeah.
But what I notice with Calvin's play, what he needs to work on is setting other people up. He's a kind of thinks more about himself, and not
blinders.
Yeah, it's just like a kind of a newbie, not a mean thing to say, just a kind of a new. He doesn't have a lot of court awareness to you gotta know when to pick somebody in, when to all that stuff. I'm not really good with all that either. I'm just saying. I feel like he needs to pick people in more often than he does, because he never really does.
Has been arrested for attempting to sneak onto a flight at Chicago's O'Hare Airport.
So right now they're up on us. Howard's about to change that. Oh, he missed it. Dang it.
Given her probation for a previous stowaway attempt. The 69-year-old is now in custody of trespassing charge.
Tyler with the ball. She's kind of got a little mohawk going right now. Like, kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks different.
Overall, it's kind of short. It's really short. Because the sides are totally shaved, essentially. And it's just the top mop. But it goes down the back of his head, too. So it's kind of like a mohawk. Unspiked mohawk, because he could put product in his hair, whatever product you want to do. He could probably spike up a mean mohawk, but because he's got that wavy hair, it's kind of like a mullet mohawk, a mohawk. And then I got the balding ponytail thing. I got my thinning. Talking about Tyler's hair. Hey, there's Steve on the video. Covering up my scoreboard.
as California's COVID shutdown orders. Restaurant owners cut through the Pavlon doors today and vow to continue operating. The city cut corridors electricity on Saturday, but they plan to use generators to get back up and running. They declared the restaurant and on
Can't get that.
So watch out for that too.
23 seconds.
You guys still watching this game?
Yeah. Not much else to watch.
Yeah. 4-4. Just over 3 minutes here in the first half. I think even though black cars have a rocket car, that overall red cars are faster. So you're a little bit pseudo balanced that black team, even though black 4 is really slow, black 2 has a kind of, you feel like you're giving your left arm a real good workout after you've been steering the black 2 car. But I think the red cars are a lot smoother overall, kind of general, kind of good cars. The black cars not so much, but 20 is the strongest car out there. You'll see most of the time I go for it. If I can get it, I'm gonna get it, because I've played for so many years in the crappy car. I'm an old man. I hurt so much after practice, because we were talking about, Bill and I were talking about earlier that I take everything out there that I can, even if it's just practice or not. So if I'm in the crappy car all night, I'm gonna be sore the next day. I like having a rocket car on defense, because most people don't do that. Most people want a rocket car, they want to take it on offense. I like to be able to stop multiple people. I like being able to stop somebody and then go able to stop somebody else in the same play and not really be worried about losing any speed. Like I drove around Phil like it was nothing just there. Like, Phil's not in that play. I got the rebound. I was outside before. I had to get under him. Like, I love having a rocket car. And nobody can get away from me. Like, Phil's like pinned. Like, he's not getting away from me if he wanted to.
I think the flow of the game is pretty good. What do you think?
Is there a position that you guys usually give your fastest cart to?
No. That's like a I think that's a personal philosophy thing, because there was a game that, like, I heard Doug kind of yell at Tim, "Why are you cherry picking with the fast car?"
Well,
that's a strategy.
Yeah, that seems to be consistent. Is that the cherry should have?
Oh, there's an open layup
if there is a tougher cart, that's kind of the position to stick it at.
I can make an open layup.
But I don't know if I've always liked the. I mean, everybody wants the fast car usually, right? I mean, George is always like, "Hey, I can cover more ground on D. I don't have to worry about extra coverage. I can help out." I always like somebody who plays both sides of the court to have it.
Yeah, that's actually the best answer. Is somebody that's going to play both sides. Don't give it to a shooter. Don't give it to a defender. Somebody like BJ. So, like, the next game we play, as soon as BJ asks for a fast car, I'll give it to him without question. Yeah, dude, you take it, because I want him on both sides of the court. So if I'm the defender, I want him to be able to get back faster than everybody. So I tend to tell him what he should be doing. Like last night, I was like, "Okay, get that guy now. Go get that guy now, because you're in the fast car." And he knew it. He was trying his best to do whatever I was directing him to do. And at the end of the game, he always tells me, "Good defense, Jess. Good defense." Oh, we really wrecked this team. We're up 14-4 with the supposed slow cars. Because Tyler, that black 22 car doesn't look like it's very responsive either. So you got 4 and 22 don't look like they're maybe the best at all. And then you got 20 is just unevenly way too fast. But the Michigan players, actually everybody in the Zoom call probably saw that Clint's trying to organize when the Michigan club comes and does some free maintenance.
Yeah.
Because the people that are paid to maintain these things are only going to do so much. The bare minimum, whatever they can keep up with, because on a daily basis, the cars are getting beat up by party goers. So if we go in there with multiple people, that big team, just open up all the cars and just clean up everything, new wires, new sand down all the contacts, make sure the contacts are all perfect, make sure all the new wiring, any wiring needs to be replaced, like all the kind of stuff. Just do it all in a really like big thing, and that's always worked for us. Like the cars were never better than they were in 2015 when we were ready for nationals, and we were getting ready. Actually, the cars aren't that bad. I've seen the cars be in really bad shape. The cars are really good right now compared to previous years, like 16, 17.
They seem, all right.
And we seem to have decent cars out there right now, with the exception of maybe, yeah, that 17. Red 17's a slow one. That previous statement I had about all the red cars is not true. That 17 car is a little slow. Good hold. Yeah, we rock this team. We're up 18-4 in the second half here. Starting the second half here. I like to try to give Tim a lot of grief because, see, like, oh god, he shoots on me right there. But like, he's such a good shot, and he knows when he's got it on a defender. A lot of times I know when he's got me. He'll just wink at me after a shot where we both knew he was going to get it. So right now we're chatting. It looks like it's competitive play, but we're being playful right there. But typically I ain't got time to talk to cherry pickers, but I'll talk to Timmy. But I don't like watching him shoot on other people like all day, like it's nothing. Like I have to go back there and give him a little grief because nobody puts any pressure on him. Like nobody is even trying to get close to his scoop. They just put their scoop straight up. I'm like, dude, he's just gonna shoot right over you. What are you doing? He's got Tyler all day right now. Tyler doesn't know it. Oh, he doesn't know it either. Yeah, he does. See, and I'm trying to sit there. I don't want to give Tyler any grief, but I want to tell Tyler what he should have done that would have prevented that. But whatever. Because I feel like Tyler could defend Tim, but they don't know each other. He doesn't know what he's getting into. Give Tyler a couple weeks of playing against Tim, he's gonna get his number, right?
I would imagine.
That's what I think. This is the first time they've played against each other, I think. Oh man, it's 20-8. We put it. This is the only game that's unbalanced. We really. The fire. Oh, I blocked the crap out of Wingy there. I remember Wingy said something to me. He was like, dang, Gus. I was like, slow motion, Wingy. I saw that in slow motion. Oh, I shot that low. I made some good shots last night, but a lot of them, not so much. Rushed shots. Calvin's got a breakaway. 2-on-1 in the black territory. This one I push around Phil? No, I don't push around Phil. No.
Hey, good night, fellas.
Take it easy, Dave.
Take care, man.
All right. Take care. See you next week.
Yeah, you rest up. Steve hiding, muted and video off, hiding, watching, taking notes. I think one of the worst things we did for our other C team in Cleveland was show everybody how to beat them. we showed up to Cleveland and just whooped on our other C team. The whole tournament, we just had their number, and we didn't really in practice. That's how it always goes. You underestimate us in practice, we show up to tournament and just got your number. We did that in 2016, did that in 2017. Except for the C team in 2016 had our number. We could beat the B team, but we couldn't beat the other C team. Our other C team was the favorite to win until Cleveland showed up and ruined it. That's all before your time, Bill.
That is true.
That'd been fun to have you in Texas in 2016, though.
Dude, I tell you what, man, I wish I would have been introduced to nationals when I first got into whirlyball and stuff, man. It would have been...
Well, I met Walter and Cliff in 2015. They could have been potential teammates, but we were told, like, hey, there's these two guys from Chicago that you won't get to practice with, or you can take two league guys that you got X amount of time to train with, you know? And we were left with these options, and we really didn't know what to do, and everybody kind of leaned towards go with your league guys. And then Walter and Cliff got put on this Frankenstein Michigan hybrid Michigan Chicago team that made it to the championship game against David's team. So if they were on our team, we probably could have beat David's team. That's speculation and theory, but really, you got two old dudes from Novi Leagues or Cliff and Walter. That's a no-brainer. Because that would have been me, George Gallagher, Tyler, and Cliff and Walter. That's a pretty fun team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when George, I know everybody tells me get over it, Gus, but this is just a fact. When George didn't show up for tournament, we were forced to get a fifth player. One game it was Wingy, and then the other game it was Cliff. Both times, the person that volunteered to play was voted down by the opposing team. So I run out into the lobby, like, we need a fifth. And when it was David and Wingy, David's like, I'll play with you guys. And the other team's like, not him. So we had to take Wingy. So when the second game came around and I'm like, we need a fifth, Walter's like, I'll play. And the other team says, not him. And so we had to take Cliff. And that was our two outs. We had to play one game, both those times, with somebody we'd never played before as our fifth. And it was no fair, no fun. I trained 2 years to have a no fair, no fun tournament. And I was a little butthurt. I hate that phrase, but it was heart. My heart was hurt. My butt wasn't hurt at all. It was my damn heart. I was heartbroken, Bill. 10 point crushed them. That's actually, yeah. Carlton, I hadn't really seen Carlton. That's only like the second time I got to play with Carlton. Hadn't seen him in almost a year. Crazy.
It's really something.
Well, I said in the ref booth later, or it could have been earlier. Who knows? I might have skipped past it already. But I said to somebody who was in the ref booth with me, I said, wow, whirlyball twice in 1 week? That was a regular thing back in the day. There was not a strange occurrence to play whirlyball 2 or 3 times in a week. But
yeah, right.
After not playing for so long, and then finally in the last, we're pretty much playing every Sunday. Like, we're into that, and that's like, okay, getting back into that, and then playing on a Tuesday on the same week that we played on a Sunday. I'm like, oh, we used to do this. We used to do this, like, all the time.
Yeah, I have to say I'm jealous. When I saw the live stream go up yesterday, or when Clint was live, and I was like, man.
Yeah. Tuesday night whirlyball. I will always have a place in my heart for Tuesday night whirlyball. Like, that's how I got introduced to Novi. I came out on a Tuesday night, advanced leagues. You know, like, Actually, it was a random like national practice, but it was on a like weekday night, like a Tuesday night or something. So here we are against this is essentially our 2017 C team, Schoolhouse Block. That's me in red 23, BJ red 21, Dan Serlin red 17, Howard red I can't see the number, Tyler red 5.
Red 7.
Is that 7, Howard then? Yeah, 7. Black team's David Bernard, black 10. Our new guy John, who's actually an old new guy, 22. Justin Trudeau, black 2. Clint Fisher, black 4. He's gonna make me go back on defense. And Doug taking the rocket car. Doug took the rocket car every time. I'm just gonna say that. That's all I'm saying. Not saying anything else. It's funny that the rocket car changes, you know, like God, when I first started playing, we had yellow and red cars, but you know, sometimes the shell changes. So the innards of the car, what you get used to as being a solid car, has totally changed. Like, in my brain, I remember certain numbers being like badass cars. Right now, it's that black 20. But you know what happens with those kind of cars? They're the first to get jacked up by partygoers. Rocket cars, they take it into the wall head-on collisions. All these things are bad for cars. Partygoers don't know what to do with that black 20 car. They're like, what am I doing? So right now, in the first minute and a half, we're up 2-0. What's going on, Steve? You're back on visual.
Yeah, sorry, got some new floor mats that were just delivered for my new car, so I had to make sure that those weren't stolen, and I figured, you know what, while there's still a little bit of daylight, I'll just install them right now. So
good stuff. I never responded to you sent me the link to that video. I totally watched that video, and I know exactly how I would run your device into my device.
I mean, I figured that was kind of the point. I was like,
it kind of alienated me that he got so long to get into it. Like, it's the monitor jack, your like basically your guitar sized jack, you know, your instrument sized jack, whatever that is, 1/4 inch or something.
Yeah.
Into the tiny jack, into the input on the microphone input on the ATEM. So it's the monitor out from the Rodecaster.
Well, I just like the fact that he gave you like 3 different options on how you could run the audio. But I thought that was cool, because most people would have just done, this is the most efficient way.
Right. Or the easiest way is a patch cord from the headphone out to the microphone in, except for he's like, that adds a little like buzz. Because like it has a stronger preamp out for the other output. It doesn't have a preamp. The headphone jack, it doesn't consider to be a priority. It's not thinking you're going to use that jack as an output for publication. Mm-hmm. And I that was a good thing to watch. I was like, okay, good to know, because that might have been something I've been like, this will be easier. Right? Yeah. But it would have added like a distortion to the quality. Yeah. Definitely. And I definitely have those kind of chords. I have those kind of chords with my skeleton up at the tattoo shop, my little talking skeleton. He's got a little setup there. I can steal some chords from him, where I have a 2 jack into a 1 kind of thing.
Yeah, he actually I like that guy a lot, because I like his videos. He's really down to earth and informative, and he does it for a living. And he actually reached out to him one time via Instagram, because he advertised like, if you have any questions about anything,
get back
blah,
to you
blah,
on
blah.
that?
Yeah, he got back to me within like the hour because I
That's
had
kinda cool.
a question regarding the it had something to do with the Roadcaster, which he's a huge fan of, but yeah, he's like, well, try this, and this, and I can't remember exactly what the issue was, but yeah, it helped out. I was like, thanks. So
I have this little monster right here. It looks so ugly right now. What did I drop? Okay, that was not part of it. So, okay, let's take this one piece at a time. Am I too tall or too small? Am I too small for you?
No, I see your camera there.
This is the GoPro I used on the river. I didn't use it for much else other than the river and the banquet. Because it is itself waterproof, whereas my other GoPros have to be put in a waterproof housing. This camera can just go underwater as is, assuming that this is locked up. Right now I have the waterproof piece out, so I can stick some cords in it. And right now it's hooked up to my trusty, rusty GoPro suction cups, which I've had since like 2016.
Yeah.
So what I need to do for this operation is I have a little battery. The battery, and I have a little transmitter. So all this stuff needs to be rigged up to come on now, trying to work backwards. I have a little
nice shot, BJ.
I have a little nub there, a little open nub. I need to hook these two items onto here, and that'll be a unit that I can this end will plug into my A10 Mini. It's got HDMI output there, and then that.
Got 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I just need more. But this camera, that's my next experiment, is putting this camera probably down under black goal will be my first trial run. A camera I can switch to when the action goes to black court. From the ref booth, just switch on my A10 Mini over to this camera wirelessly. That'll be a fun thing. I should have probably tried it already, but I'm lazy.
Are you gonna hook it up when you say under the black goal? Are you talking about
one of the windows
on the back on the window? Okay.
Because the suction cup works good on windows.
I was thinking like underneath like the actual backboard, like suctioning on there and have like facing.
Ben and I talked about, because I'm an ideas guy. I am all for ideas. So if somebody wants to spitball some ideas at me, I'll be like, yeah, we can do that. So about a year ago, Ben said, could we put drill a hole in one of the goals or both the goals and put a GoPro mounted up in there permanently? And I said, yes, we could totally do that. That'd be awesome. Why don't we do that? So think about putting a camera behind the backboard with a little eye hole, just above the goal, would be a fun camera angle to switch to, right?
I don't know if you ever went to, well, probably not, but I'm pretty sure I'm not making this up, but at one point in Seattle, and I'm pretty sure this is back when I was first playing, they used to have the time clock. You know how you have to look at the scoreboard to see what the shot clock is and the key clock. So the 30-second clock, they used to have that embedded at the top. I think it was the top of the backboard at one point. They had a countdown,
that would make sense.
Yeah, it was really cool, because the
whole team sees it.
Yeah, the whole team sees it, both
it's in
sides.
Front of you.
Yep.
Not off to your left, which you're not looking at, because that's a dumb thing to do.
Exactly.
Action's over here. Why am I looking over there?
And I can't remember why that stopped, and I'd have to ask one of the veteran players why that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that that was a real thing, and it's not just a figment of my imagination.
You just had a really vivid dream about it.
Yeah, I'm like confusing it with actual basketball or something. I don't know.
I just dropped the ball for no reason after catching it there. But I don't think it was really in my scoop well, and I tried to adjust it, and it just fell right out.
You got a 4-man wall there. 4-man wall. Up and BJ. Oh, he's good. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so, okay, I get what you're saying, Steve. A lot of times I'm up there yelling, defense is here, and, like, half my team is driving towards our goal. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. And But, notice that I'm wearing a dress shirt and long pants. I had brought my camera, pre-packed my camera, made sure the memory card was clean, brought my WhirlyBall hat because I wasn't about to play in this hat. And I failed to bring shorts and a t-shirt. So, you know, I show up to the live streams usually with one of my, this is my 2021 dress shirt thing I'm doing. Which I also have a tradition to uphold that on these live streams I have to have a WhirlyBall shirt on. So sometime during the live stream, I usually strip the button-up shirt off to show a WhirlyBall shirt. This seems like a good time. It seems like a good time to do it. I'm wearing this shirt all day. Now it's Jimmy time.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the whole shorts thing. It's funny, the only time I actually ever wear shorts to WhirlyBall, or I should say 90% of the time, is at Nationals. Other than that, for
You
like
wear
league,
pants normally?
yeah, I usually wear pants.
I sweat so much.
Yeah.
When I go ref, I'll take my hat off and put it. There's a little box fan up in the ref booth. I'm one of the only people that turns it on. A lot of times people shut it off like they're cold. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just got done working my ass off out there. I got to go up in the ref booth and cool off, right? Here comes Clint Fisher. So like I'll put my hat against the fan and just try to cool off. What's going on, Clint? Clint's being quiet.
Sorry, guys. Apologize. First time for everything.
Happy St. Patty's Day, sir.
Thank you. Same back at you.
Who's drinking a stout? Anybody else drinking stouts?
I had water.
Clint, you don't drink. You don't drink, do you, Clint?
Oh yeah.
When?
I'm drunk right now.
You are not.
Why is having water?
I don't drink a lot anymore. I still drink, but not very much. I never was a huge drinker.
Okay, so let's say at Nationals, when do you drink? Do you drink on Wednesday? Do you drink on Saturday? Do you drink on Sunday?
Well, of course, the famous back in the day, but when we were younger, especially in Texas, I would drink all the way through. They'd let me get free beers, and in Cleveland and all those places because I did Nationals for them. So I would drink pretty much all the way through, get a couple hours of sleep and all that stuff. But what I found, especially as I got older, was it really impacted me on Sunday. It dehydrated me. So I used to tell Josh, I said, make sure no matter what, get me food. I go, if you're going out to eat, get me food. And I always try to drink water and some type of juice or something. But I do drink, but just not. And I'm not opposed to it. Just
I was gonna say, I think I've seen you with a beer here and there. Yeah,
I'm not a huge beer drinker anymore. I like. They always make fun of me, foo drinks and.
No.
Does it have to have an umbrella in it?
I prefer two that's pink.
That's pineapple. It has to have a pineapple, a cherry, and an umbrella, right?
They all match my underwear, yes.
I think we beat you guys by 1 point in this game, Clint.
How'd that last game go?
don't know.
I remember.
Well, okay, so I got some opinions about the last game that I don't think I should.
You do remember now.
I didn't forget it.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
Well, it was mostly David lit us up in the rocket car, and then Tyler gave up for most of the game. Tyler didn't play the second half and probably most of the first half because of what David did in the rocket car. That is my opinion.
You guys played great.
We all played great. We played a great night. That last game doesn't count.
No. I to be quite honest, I probably played the worst of anyone, and I realized that, but that's okay. I thought you guys. No, it wasn't my night. It was like, hey, you got to know when it's not your night, and it wasn't my night. So, but I thought really everybody played pretty well. The last game, to be quite honest, someone was talking shit to me, and I said, okay.
You fired it up. Who? Oh no, you don't need to say. You just said someone. You know who it is.
3-letter word. His initials are Gus Zirkle.
I did not.
No.
But I have, and it's bit me. I talked some smack to Billy and Josh accidentally.
Yeah. It's so like I said.
Because they all underestimate me, Clint. Everybody underestimates me. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, you're 6'4" on the inside.
I was 6'4" when I blocked you last week. I don't know.
You were 6'8" when you blocked me.
I blocked Doug.
It doesn't matter. If you keep ramming Timmy like that, you're going to be in prison.
Oh, no. Was that last night? Yeah. Was that Sunday? That was Sunday.
That was all of those days. Any day that ends in day.
Okay. I ram the young guys. They're young. They can take it. I folded Calvin in half.
Which, Bill, I called. I had 911 dialed on the phone. I thought for sure he was gonna have to get an ambulance.
It's not that bad. Clint told me watch the video.
It was a guy. It was a guy with a beard.
Tim knew I was coming. He knew it was coming.
Dude, you put him through the wall. I literally had my hand on the power button to turn the power off. I thought, oh my God, he's dead.
Gus just killed somebody.
Another COVID death.
It's my bad. The whirly gods possess me when I get out there. I have no self-control. It's all about whirly ball. I don't care about people's feelings.
I have no idea what that's like.
I don't care about people's bodies or feelings. Look at I just airballed that shit. I don't care.
Rocking the boat there.
It was a pass.
We win this game.
You guys want some inside scoop? Something that's happening today?
Oh, scoop? That's a whirlyball joke.
Yeah, inside rocket.
What happened today? This is inside scoop because I don't even know it. If it happened
no, you don't. This is fresh off the
breaking balls.
Breaking balls.
We need the sound button. Damn it, Steve! I don't have a Rodecaster Pro.
I'm sorry, and I'm not hooked up. Otherwise, I would have
hit the button.
I would have had it ready.
We at Nationals will be either in the evening or in the morning. We will be coming through and spraying the entire center, any seating areas that is.
Okay.
We'll close down for about 10-15 minutes. We're gonna come through and we're gonna spray. There's a 99.9% effective chemical they have. It's safe to actually drink.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in the drinks. We're gonna sell it. No, clean your insides as well as your outsides. No, we're gonna come through and sanitize the center with that, or I don't know if sanitize is the proper word, but we're gonna spray the center down.
That's right.
Once a day, and we're also gonna have wipes. And my vision or plan or hope is that we'll have the wipes by each court. Whenever a team goes out, they grab the wipes with them, take them out, wipe off their cart.
Individual car.
Yeah, and then we'll have a garbage can right by the door, and they can just throw it away real quick. Maybe someone will put it inside the court. So just trying to quell some of the fears and
germophobia, rightful germophobia, not.
Yeah,
not
no,
like
that's breaking news.
All right.
Kill the germs.
Where's the machine coming from?
Mars.
Nice. No, like, do you guys have to rent it, or do you guys know somebody who's going to let you kind of use it for the weekend?
No, we've got someone. Well, the scoop is it's Carl. Carl does it for a living. Carl does that for a living.
Yeah, he does fire restoration, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
They've been doing a lot of police stations, police cars, city buildings. They've been coming through and spraying all that. It comes in a gallon form. It's a mister. They come through and they spray everything. He thinks he can do the center. We're not going to do on the courts. We'll use the wipes for that because it's so large and I don't know what to really gain.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a lot of problems with that, but we'll spray down, in our case, both party rooms, the back room, the big bar. We won't do exactly where the food's at, but they say it's safe. But I mean, we're just gonna make sure. And I was hesitant to do it because if I say we're gonna do it, and then let's say some magic reason where we're down to 1%, and a miracle happens and we don't have to wear a mask and all that. Should we still do it? Well, if I say we're going to do it, we got to do it. So
whatever we're doing, we're doing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. I mean, we're 3
It's cool that you're checking all that out.
Yeah, I'm just it was a good idea. To be honest, I was kind of negative a little bit, just because the transfer from surfaces is pretty minimal, but we are sweating, and if someone sneezes, all those things.
So I'm thinking the car, your handle is a focal point, and then anything in the nose area of the car. The back end of the car is less crucial than the handle and the nose area, right? Yeah, because your contact, you're not touching.
Don't forget your seatbelt.
Okay, yeah, your seatbelt. Obviously, handle, seatbelt, the things you touch with your hands. Otherwise, anything you might breathe on is just the nose of the car. Where that number is on the top of the car.
I do touch the back of my car just because I can.
Why?
Same reason you rammed Timmy.
Because I didn't ram Timmy.
Because you can.
I hit him. No, I didn't ram Timmy. I hit him with excessive force, which could be called ref's discretion. Ref's discretion.
The warrant out for your arrest.
Hey, Clint, you know your
half speed? Was it an excessive half speed? What is half speed? Can the average ref decipher?
You know the link doesn't work for registration, right?
I just fixed it.
Oh, did you?
Just pressed it. Just now.
Just now you did?
Oh, I swear to God, I just did it like 10 minutes ago. And,
no, he just fixed it before he came.
Gus, write this down. Bill is a liar.
Bill is the scribe. Bill, write this down.
It wasn't working earlier.
It was updated at 9:25 p.m. Okay, I got it. So is there like a bonus for being the first person to register?
Yes.
Wait, I paid last year. Does that count?
No, I want like double whirly bucks, and I'll do it right now live on Gus's stream.
Man, I how do I turn that down? I mean, what do you need?
He told you double whirly bucks.
I don't know how the whirly bucks are going to be made, but off the record, we could probably look that up.
Bill, you get $16 in whirly bucks. Just go ahead and write it down.
We have to have.
Does anybody else hear somebody talking? I don't hear.
We have to have contactless whirly bucks this year.
You could burn all your whirly bucks on 2 drinks. So whatever.
Yeah, that's why I want 30. Nah. I'm happy there's a freaking tournament. That's all.
That's all I care about too, Bill. I hear you.
Yeah, play some whirly ball.
That was my hope. Again, what we really did talk about this quite a bit. And once I saw there was a positive response in the poll, much more than I anticipated, I thought, yeah, we'll be okay. I know, and I don't mean this in any negative way. Seattle seems to be the most concerned, or have the most. Let me rephrase it. Has the most concerned players.
We're the most liberal assholes.
That's not what I'm saying. You have most people who have questioned.
They've been a major ground zero since the beginning of all this.
Who has?
Seattle was one of the major at like a year ago. Like we had a kind of like a hot spot. We're like right in the Michigan hot spot. Like a year ago, it was the metro area, Wayne County, Oakland County. Those were our red zones. In Seattle, or in Washington, it was Seattle was a red zone. So I mean, they've had like harsh like conditions from the get-go, and all the same restrictions we've had for the most part from the get-go. So I understand any kind of like what's the word?
Is it true that Steve was patient zero?
No,
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill had it.
And you know, like
that was on my jersey last year.
Detroit Metro. Why do I
Patient
live
zero?
so close to the airport?
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I should have had it because my brother-in-law I lived with, he contracted it.
You
and
never tested positive for it?
Yeah, no, I never tested positive. My niece and my sister, you
never know. It's
weird.
I know someone whose wife had it, and he didn't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they got it very early. She's in the medical field, but I mean, still, then you hear others where, I mean, man, the whole house got it, right? So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about you out there, Steve. You can tell me, but at one point, I knew nobody that had it,
right.
And then it seemed like all of a sudden I knew several
So many
people. And a lot of WhirlyBall people had it kind of almost at the same time. Even Texas, Seattle, there were quite a few. We haven't had many cases here, a few, but
my first oh shit moment was when James Gill announced it. James Gill was like one of the first people I remember like, oh shit. And I remember Bill. I don't remember if there was people in between there, but I remember when Bill said he had it, and then when Ben Glotzober said that he had it. So those are the three people I think of.
Gus, I just realized something. You're gonna like this. Apparently, it only affects offensive players.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, you make too many goals. You're right in the middle there.
You're still a chance.
Not yesterday. I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh.
I didn't block you yesterday.
I noticed. Thank you.
I love playing against you guys, though. I don't know if you sense that, Clint. I love playing against the big guys. I wanna be tested to my limits. Like, bring it.
Doesn't everybody? The people who don't want to play against the upper players, that's few people, but I mean, everyone wants to go against the upper players. I always did.
Yeah.
I mean, I always wanted to play against upper players. I mean, I wanted to we were in D, and I wanted to challenge the unlimited guys. I mean, I wanted to. I just never understood why anybody. It's like guys who, I'm going to drop down and play in B this year. You know, I mean, anyone who's able to. No, there are times. Don't get me wrong. There are times when you have to. There are times when
for the club, they need a fifth. You gotta.
But let me give you an example, and I'll call him right here. Mike Wall wanting to play B. To me, I go, what?
Unlimited player cannot just jump down to B like it's nothing.
Well, that's what I mean. But why would you even want to? I went down and I scored on those guys. I mean, okay, oh great. I mean,
good for you. You made a point.
Right. I mean, it's just I don't understand why.
That's like on a Sunday practice, we get schooled by a really uneven team. I stand up on my car like, cool. We just got beat by 3A players. That's awesome. Cool.
Well,
see,
I would.
Well, on the flip side of that, Clint, and I agree with you 100%. I'll just say that. When we have practice, and not just us, anybody, that there's times with the upper players, they don't want to practice against the lower players, kind of for that same reason, right? Because they don't want to, they don't want to play. I guess play down. I don't know if that's the right term or not.
Yeah. It takes the person has to understand that they are not there to show how great they are and I'm gonna you can play defense on someone. I always play defense hard on lower players because it shows you how to shoot. It shows you have to be a little higher. Offensively, does it really make any sense for a high caliber offensive A or unlimited player to come down and shoot over the C defenders, and the person who can come down from upper and play is trying to help lower players. There's people who can't do that. There's people who just simply can't. There's people who won't. There's people who get tired of it, and I understand at some level. Do you want to go and play against new D players?
In the sense
on a regular basis, you want to play a hardcore game, but you want to go out and play against the, you just don't. What people do is forget. Again, people always want to play against the upper players coming up. I did, and I remember the West Bloomfield guys wouldn't play us hard. I didn't know it at the time. They wouldn't play us hard until the tournaments, and then they'd just kick our ass. And it really pissed me off after I figured that out, because I never did that to people. When I train people, it was, I'm training you to be very good and to always as myself, I'm going to play defense hard on you. But after I play defense hard, I'm going to explain to you what I did, why I'm doing it, and what else you should do to learn from that experience.
Yeah, there's really no value in holding back.
Not offensively, it's really driving on offense. That's really where the big difference is. Obviously, shooting too. You get a James, a Sam, and anyone who's a very good shot from anywhere, they can just put it in. But to go down, and especially a shorter goalie, if you taller has a high shot, is that really teaching anyone anything? Oh, look, I've scored on you 6 times in a row. Okay, great. Who you're basically chasing that person or that team out of WhirlyBall is what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, fortunately, I can say that I don't think I'll ever have to be that kind of problem where I'm that good, where I'm beating up on people, chasing them away. So
yeah, but
you'd be surprised, Steve. You'd be very surprised. I've chased people away in our beginner leagues. I know I have.
That was before he got on the court.
No, I mean, I brought some C division advanced league, what we consider advanced league play, to the beginner leagues, and I know I made some people like no, that's not the WhirlyBall we want to play.
You have to know your audience. I mean, there's a group that just want to come and play, and we haven't had the competitive group that wants to come in and play the upper players. And I never really understood. I enjoy WhirlyBall. I like playing. I like to have a good time. I can come to a party and just have fun and pass and all that stuff. But to play in a league, I never understood not wanting to get better. It's not something that I just want to go there and throw the ball against the backboard and drink beer. I can't do that. I mean, if I'm playing anything, I'm playing to win. Now as I've gotten older, obviously it's a little different. But I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
there's been some days where I kind of wish that were the case, where it's like I didn't give as much, I didn't give a damn, so to speak. But more often than not, yeah, obviously for as long as I've been playing as well, it's you can't help but want to get better and get to the the pinnacle, the peak of hopefully maybe.
Okay, let's use basketball. I always liked basketball. I can't imagine going on a court playing against someone and not dribbling. If you play basketball, you can imagine, or if you play soccer, using your hands to grab the ball or something, whatever sport it is, once you get to any level, you realize, I can't just go back and do not dribble or break a cardinal sin, whatever the game is.
Right.
In WhirlyBall, once you play with a key clock, once you play with a 30-second clock,
you can't go back.
You can't go back. I mean, you can, if I know it's a party and we're just going there to have fun and I brought friends in and this is absolutely, I can have a great time. I'll rebound and pass the ball and all that stuff. But yeah,
one of my favorite things to do as a WhirlyBall ref is to have a 9-person party and ask them, do you want a 10th player or somebody up talking on the microphone. And a lot of times they'll be like, come play with us. And I'll go out there, and just that person that can get the ball and shoot a pass to the guy, whether they catch it or not, that's like something they've never seen before. They're like, oh my God, you shot that pass right to me. Like everybody else shoots it wherever.
We would do the, we'll take you 2-on-8.
Yeah,
and you have to make sure you have the right group. What I learned is that I would say, hey, we'll play you, but we'll give you 20 points. We'll play a 10-minute game, 15-minute game, whatever. And but I would say, if someone gets angry and mad, game's the tie and we're done.
Yeah.
And because there were people who they were competitive and they didn't like it when you would beat them. And I only tried to do it with people that had an interest in maybe joining leagues, that kind of thing.
Doug and I went 2-on-8 with some league players from my beginner leagues. The Bombers, you might have heard me talk about the Bombers in the past. They had some gift certificates they won, so they rented some court time, and I was their ref. They might have requested me. Doug was the bartender, so yeah, Doug wasn't the manager yet. And they were like, can we play you guys? And I said, go ask Doug. And Doug's like, yeah. Doug looked at the clock, said, yeah, we'll go play them. We'll play one game against them. Because really it was just like Doug and I are like, do we want to go home? Or can we go have some fun with these guys? We'll go have some fun with these guys real quick. And it was basically, I would get the ball, pass it to Doug, he would score. That's I played defense, he played offense. So whatever they did on my end of the court, I'd get in their heads. If they miss a shot, I'd get the ball, and I'd throw it to Doug, and he'd make a goal. When you're playing against partygoers, that's all you gotta do. One guy on the back end, one guy on the front end, you're good.
Yep.
Hey Clint, you'd recall this. I brought it up earlier regarding Seattle, the backboards. Was there a point in time that the 30-second clock was actually viewable from the backboard?
Yes.
Where they did? Oh, okay.
Yes. I remember when they before it was in there, and then that was in '96. I believe it was not there, and then they installed it the next time we came, and then it was out. That was a kind of a big deal. That was a lot of Seattle players had. It actually worked against you guys, because when you went anywhere else and they didn't have it, they would always look at the backboard to look at the clock for the clock. It was very handy. It was very. It occasionally would cause an odd bounce if someone had a really rough shot, but for the most part, it was great.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was the case. I remember it back. Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't making it up. So I kind of miss it.
even way back when, I don't remember exactly if it was still there, but I think there were still some wooden slats between the panels.
Oh, damn.
So here's the crazy part. So we were the crazy run and gun and offensing center, and Seattle was all defense. There was always two guys back, only attacked with 3, played extremely slow, and that was the way they played. That was it, and that was how Seattle played for a long time. And then I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was after we won, after 2006.
Yeah.
When we won for the first time, and that was kind of started the change, because we started doing a 4-man rotation. I would come up a little bit, and it would draw enough players to me that it would give Billy and Sam more room to score, and that was one of the catalysts. I'm not saying I was the catalyst, but that was one of the catalysts for change.
Was that because, like, when you would say they would come toward you, was that more often you would be the threat of rotating with one of the other guys, or that your 3-point shot? What were they concerned about most?
I very rarely shot in that game, but I would come down. You have an open player coming for a two well screen shot or a layup. You had to react. I mean, even if you give James or Sam or several people a foot, they're going to put the ball in, and that's what it was, just kind of to respect and give you that extra area of the court to cover, because you you had very specialized players. You had defenders that really couldn't score, and you had offensive players that weren't very good at defense.
Yeah.
I think if you take a team from today and play a team from 20 years ago, they get beat pretty easily. The old guys get beat pretty easily.
Yeah.
We could not well, I shouldn't say that. It would be a difficult game. Just like basketball, if you take an old-time team now and play a current team, the current team blows them out because, well, depending what rules you play, if you can play gorilla ball inside, then that's a little different story. But the three-pointer has just changed the game. Even for WhirlyBall, offensive execution, especially for you guys, you have a very high percentage. Our defense is good. If you look at an A game and the average scores, Seattle will score 60, 70 points. Typically in a I won't say championship, but a playoff game, we typically hold you in the under 50 or so. I mean, that's very common to see, right? Usually it's just because of the two different styles. You guys execute much better offensively and are in general better shooters than we are, whereas we are better at defense and making that play on the inside. It's just different styles. And again, the funny thing is, it was the complete opposite 20 years ago.
And then James Gill came along, and the rest of the crew, and
well, James was when I started playing in '95. James was A, and he was a great shooter then. I was a D player in '95 in West Bloomfield, and James was still, if not he was top two. Then he changed the game. His 3-point shot revolutionized, and it was Darby who first realized cover James on that three because he's going for it, and that was we learned that pretty quick. And then I kind of figured out keeping your fourth guy back, the two guys back, giving them an open screen shot was painful.
Yeah. I always hope that going forward that there's always going to be an equivalent of James or Sam or, these really good shots, because I like playing against those guys because it adds a completely different dynamic to the game. It's not your, clear cut and dry, 3-man wall, 3 inside, your wedge, you just have to play the man rather than the system a lot of the time.
Yes, absolutely. With James, if you play the system, James will eat you alive. I will also say this video we're watching here. So I put each team had at least one tall defender, if not 2 defenders, and having defenders on the court really changed the game. I realize a great shot does as well, but the defenders also do. You eliminate a lot of layups. You get a lot of blocks and screenshots that are a little farther back.
Now, did you know, Clint, that you were forming the Schoolhouse Block Reunion, the 2017 C team that's playing currently?
Yes, that's all I think about. No, I did not.
Like, that was in 2017, BJ and Dan. Oh, so in this game specifically, BJ sat out so Ken could come in. So this is not.
Yep.
But
BJ was on fire. BJ was on fire yesterday.
BJ's a good player. But in 2017, he was straight. We pulled him into the C division. We were like, he is way too powerful to be a D player. If we bring him as a D player, people are gonna flip their shit. We were like, no, he's going straight to C.
That, and you needed a player, as I recall.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, That's how everybody gets pulled up. That's how Driscoll got pulled up. We needed a player. He wasn't ready for A, but
back then, or maybe he's not.
Well, in 95, we took. It wasn't called D then; it was called C first year. So C first year, Choquette wanted to put. Yeah, Choquette wanted to put the they called the kids team, which was Mike Wall, Christie. Trevor played with that team, and he wanted them to play in D or C first year, which became D. But Tommy didn't let him, so we actually took Michigan took first and second in C first year, and then we mixed it up, and we took third place in C that same year. So the year after that, '96, I went to Seattle, and we actually beat Alaska in the championship game there in C. And then in '97, we won B in Cleveland, and with the same score we beat the Alaska team by the year before, as I recall, which was strange. And then we thought we were going to just roll into A and take it. We made it to the championship game, but Sam and those guys didn't come that year, and that was in Texas. And it was me, Josh, Pat, and different Billy, and then Driscoll. And Driscoll was picked because we needed a player, and he was the only one available. He was a good player, don't get me wrong, but he was nothing like he is now. We made a championship game in Seattle. They were up on us. I think it was 20-3 or 20-5 in the first 5 minutes of the game. And it was ugly. We were humbled real quick.
Man, do you remember who was on that Seattle team?
I do remember James. I think it was Carl, if I remember. I don't remember if Serpa was still there at that
Carl
point. I think
Strom?
he was going. Yeah. Yep. I don't think George Sibley was there yet. Maybe. They had two teams, so I don't remember. It's been a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly. But yeah, I mean.
I don't know if I knew who Carl Strom was before 2018, but I definitely will always remember him since, because I was outside in Atlanta just catching my breath or whatever, just hanging out outside, and he just came up and started talking to me, and he's like, "You want a beer?" And I was like, sure. And we went to like a trunk. His trunk. I don't know. We went to a trunk, and he pulled out a couple Coronas, and we opened them up, and I was like, "All right, dude." And that's how I kind of officially met Carl Strom. Kind of fun.
Yeah, Carl is like one of the nicest guys. I hope he comes back and plays at some point, but obviously, pandemic and stuff, he hasn't been. So. But yeah, I hope at least he comes back and plays leagues, and I mean at least does.
Did he play? Did he play 2019? Was he in 2019?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember a lot of 2019. I'm sorry.
But yeah, he's got a couple more nationals at least. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Same with like Trevor. Trevor hasn't been back, and
yeah.
A lot of the vets, I haven't seen them in a while.
So how many guys you have playing? Is it Tuesdays you guys play? No,
they play
Monday nights, and
they're flip flop from us. They're Tuesdays, like their beginner night.
Yeah, which actually we just started up this
last week.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to happen, so that's awesome.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Ben's going to go for a D banner this year?
If you mean like Dick Banner, then yes.
Good for him.
Yeah. But yeah, we're rotating. I think, is it 12 to 14 players right now? Cause yeah, I play 3 games. We play a total of 4 games Monday. And I play 3, so that 2 other people rotate in at that. So
gotcha.
Yeah, but we're gonna, the governor just stated that we could open up to 50% capacity and stuff by, I think, on the 22nd is when that starts. So hasn't been any official talk, but I think hopefully we'll try and roll out leagues even more and get both courts going. At least that's my hope and my thought. So
well, I think here that the longer we go with on the right path with vaccines and all of that, hoping that there's no variant that sets us back.
Yeah.
my anticipation is that there will be more people. I mean,
Yeah.
I've said this to a few people, and they said, how many teams do you anticipate? I mean, just roughly, I think that between the three big centers, Seattle, Texas, and Michigan, I think we'll average hopefully 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could have 3A, a B, 2C, and a D. It could be 2A, 2B, 2C, and hopefully a D, if not 2. Excuse me. But so with that, that's 7. And then if Seattle had 4 or 5, and then same with Texas, then right away, if we average, that's 15 right away. So
Yeah.
I anticipate Cleveland will have 2 plus a couple extra, so there's 17. I'm hoping, Bill. Hoping for 3. Is that realistic?
3's possible. 2 for sure, but 3. I've got 10 or
Chicago
11
better
people that are
represent.
yes. What's that?
Chicago better represent.
Well, last year we were going to have 5, but that's not
know.
going to happen this time.
That's gonna
So
be right.
I'm hoping you guys do a C, a B or C, and then a D is what I'm hoping.
yeah, actually, of the people that said yes so far, we have a D team pretty much intact. As long as if we want a D division this year, obviously there's going to have to be some people who have
I
played
do.
D before that play again that
So-
could still belong in D. And as long as that's cool, then because we only have one guy who's just like never played before nationals, played a couple leagues.
It's all
Here's
right
what we-
as long as they don't beat our D teams. Then that's
Right.
too
Right.
much.
Right, that's always the case, right?
But there'd be nobody on that team that people are like, are you serious? We don't have any of those. So,
People like Matt,
yeah, sure. No, Matt, I don't know. He hasn't played in a long time. So
Matty Ice.
yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time.
I think he's in prison.
I think he'll always
I don't think
be
so.
a CB player.
Well, our plan was to play B last year.
No, but I mean, no
it's just
matter
what-
how much time he takes off, he's never gonna drop below C.
Oh yeah. No, of course, yeah, no.
Yeah, but we don't want to tell him. We don't want to tell him that.
And if he's in practice, yeah, he can play B if he wants. Half of our B players right now are all self-proclaimed CB players, whatever.
Well, so right there between Cleveland and Chicago, if we end up with 5 from those 2, that's 20, and then Atlanta, if they bring 2, there's 22, and I think all those numbers are realistic. Now, I think that if we continue to drop, you guys in Seattle open up to 50%. We've been there now for what, Gus? A couple weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I think.
What are we talking about?
50% capacity.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you guys have been there a
It
couple
wasn't that
weeks.
long. Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah, it had been. So we just opened up there. Now we've risen again a little bit, but I think it's the time of year, and it was almost 60 degrees here today. So
Yeah,
we're
who
warming
knows
up.
what tonight's gonna cause and the ripple effect of things. Not to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but I look across the street because all the bars on my strip are across the street from the tattoo shop. I was like, yeah.
Call 911. There's a girl behind me.
Huh?
Sorry. It's like, call 911. There's a girl behind me. Shoot.
It's like, it's Patty's Day, so there's more traffic. I mean, last year there was no Patty's Day. There was nothing. No bars were open on Patty's Day last year. So
Yeah,
this
the radio stations are doing the promotions and stuff this morning. They were, and but it's 50%. So I think we're on the right path. We've got 3 months. I'm hoping. Seems like we're on the right path, and I would think.
Seems like a lot of people are getting vaccinated. More and more. Look at Doc showing up late to the party. Woohoo!
So I just hey, what's up, Doc?
Yes.
So I'm just hoping that as we get closer to nationals, I'm hoping that more and more. I put out a lot of information over the last couple days, just trying to show that we're planning, and I've been unable to do that. I decided just to make some time, even though I didn't have it, to get all that stuff out and make sure people realize that we are doing it, and that There was a couple people asked me to get a backup date because in case people had to ask for time now for later in the year. We do not anticipate doing that. I mean, everything right now indicates we'll be having it in June. The only way we wouldn't be having it is if, again, we were forced to shut down. That would be the only way we wouldn't have it.
And this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I'm pulling an all-nighter on Saturday because my birthday happens at 3 a.m. on Sunday. That's so I think I'm gonna get a hotel room at the WhirlyBall Hotel for Saturday night. I'm just saying.
Now, if I want to get you a gift, what size are you?
I'm just saying.
He needs a twin. I don't know if they have twin beds there or not.
No, I want the biggest suite we got. No,
But-
It's a little out of the budget.
So, Clint, I think, from just the Seattle perspective, it's getting better. I think people, they're starting to, their worries, their concerns are, they're still there, obviously, but I think, with, the vaccine availability happening and, the president, saying, hey, May 1st is the day where I want to open it up for everybody, just the promise of a vaccination prior to nationals. I think that's primarily those people who don't want to go is concerned. Yeah, there's other little things that are brought up, people want to know about, air circulation and sandy wipes, and if we're spraying shit down, and the all the ins and outs, and I'll agree that's a good thing to a point, but that other housekeeping stuff aside, as long as people get vaccinated, I think the majority of the people in Seattle who are talking about going, they're gonna be they're gonna be there.
I tell you what, yeah. you open up that back door and prop open both courts.
You're right back.
Sure. The air ventilation on the courts, the air will just suck right out of the effing building. Yeah. From a court perspective, the inside of the building,
See, well, I think the court is kind of what people, who brought that up, that was their concern, because
that's
obviously
that's silly, and I'm not a scientist or anything, but I'll tell you what.
Okay.
When we're out on the court, obviously we're exerting, we're breathing out heavily, and
right.
If you're wearing masks, a lot of that's supposed to be absorbed by that, not all of it, but a lot of it, yeah. And we're not really close to each other. People get lax on the other side. And they talk to each other. They might drop their mask. There'll be drinking involved. They go out to the parking lot. They might, and yeah. Come on, we're gonna be all like, what I'm talking about, all like.
But isn't there more like air circulation through like the I'm not technical by any means, but isn't there some sort of system? Fan system,
your air conditioning is gonna ventilate, yeah. And the Novi Center is huge. The ceilings are huge. It's well ventilated. Yeah. If you're not right on top of each other, you're not really in a risk. There's no risk
personally, there. I'm not all that concerned.
All we have to do, what I feel like we have to do, is watch inside the party rooms.
Yeah.
Party rooms would be okay. Honestly, non-scientifically, just me, my own personal concern would be party rooms would be the most concerning place for germ spreading over the courts, and I think out in the main area, as long as you're not right up in each other's face, there's no problem either. But then there's that whole social element, which could happen in the parking lot just as much as in the lobby. But in the parking lot, obviously, it's super well ventilated. But, the wind's just going to take
I trust this, group and this community to be doing the right thing.
I don't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody.
Oh, I mean, I guess, that's kind of a true statement in of itself. I mean, I persuade you from that, but
here's the thing.
I'm putting my
I
trust.
I can't be super paranoid, Steve.
Yeah.
I've been working since June 15th. Okay? Most of the time, 6 days a week since June 15th of 2020.
Right.
Every customer that comes through my shop either gives me cash or a card.
Mm-hmm.
I've been touching all that stuff, right? So
Right.
I've been constantly washing my hands. I bought like a hands-free motion sensor hand sanitizer dispenser. I spray
Right.
down all the pens. I have set out an extra cup labeled use pens. So I spray down pens. I wipe down the edges of my clipboards that has the paperwork that goes out to people. I spray down handles, door handles and things, all with like, you know, pretty high octane rubbing alcohol. So I've been taking extra steps, but at the same time I'm pretty high risk. Like I've been in like a super high risk environment just to keep a place for my people to make money. Also to keep to just keep the shop afloat or whatever.
Well, it's like Clint has said, you know, the last time he was on. There's no 100%, you know, guarantee and a way of avoiding it. You know, you can only do so much.
Well, when I first started coming out to practices, both Howard and I were double masking. Not a lot of people knew this, but Howard and I were double masking a lot of practices because we saw some of your guys doing it. So we tried it out. You know what I like about masks on the whirlyball court? I don't get whirly boogies anymore. You guys know what I'm talking about. You blow your nose, and it's this little black dust, the carbon dust. You know what I'm talking about? These masks on the court eliminates all that junk.
Well, if you want to call plays, you know, people can't like read your lips when you're wearing a mask.
Okay,
Right.
so that sucks.
It definitely changes that. It definitely changes.
Nobody hears you at all. Like nobody heard you before, but now they definitely don't hear you. They don't hear you at all.
How about non-verbal communication? Hey,
Doc, are you guys playing down there in Texas?
So we just played this past weekend, and Snowy had a meeting with all of us that was there. So we're going to start practicing every week here in about 2 weeks. Once Snowy's wife gets vaccinated, her second shot, then we are a little more wide open. So in April, we will start practicing every week.
Are you guys going to be wearing masks or no?
So
I know
we
there's no
haven't-
mandate.
So, we wear masks going into the building, but we weren't using masks playing. But that's going to change so that we can get used to playing in Michigan once we go.
Oh, right.
It's just
wrap
like
that
a
up.
lot of condensation on your face. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If you have facial hair, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, people weren't thrilled, but I explained. I'm like, look, that's how it's going to be. You got to get used to doing it. So
Nobody wants
get over
to. Nobody wants to wear a mask, but we have to. I mean, it's just how it is.
I've been
that's how I
wearing a
explained it.
mask like for 6 days a week, 8 hours a day since June 15th. Like
You've never looked better. You've never looked better.
You know what I gotta do before I come on these live streams? When I come home, I have to scrub a brush across my chin to get rid of the bed head, the mask head, the mask chin. My beard tucks in from the mask, so I have to brush that shit out. That's part of my Wednesday routine for public viewing here. The beard has
Clint,
to.
did you know that Doc and I will be gracing you with our presence?
Yes, he
next
knows. He's the organizer of all the practices. He's aware of all this shit.
No, I didn't know.
He knows.
Just making sure. You know, excited to see you in the rest of the game.
Doc, I was talking to Derek.
Derek's coming in early.
I called you Alex. He goes, who? He goes, you mean Doc? I go, no, Alex. He says, I go, yeah, Doc. He goes, well, call him Doc. Everyone calls him Doc. I go, I bet his mom doesn't call him Doc.
No.
Right.
Where does Doc come from, Doc? Because I was introduced to you as Doc. I don't think I knew Alex. It's like, did you know who Justin was? Like you're Alex to me, like I'm Justin to you, right?
Yeah.
Gus and Doc.
So that came through Thomas. Like we do broadcasts for high school football and baseball and stuff, and it was like, God, this is probably 6 or 7 years ago. I something led to being called the Doctor of Statistical Information or something for a football game, and we just shorted it to Doc just to make it fun, and it just kind of stuck. And so I like it. The concept of having a nickname for a sport, and that way it's it's pretty easy to identify. There's only one Doc, and
that's very interesting, Alex.
Yeah, so I will answer to Alex. It's fine. But yeah, most people know me as Doc, and I'm okay with that.
The only other Doc I know is one of the 7 dwarfs. So
I think Bill joked with that last week. He was trying to send me information. I had to remember what my first name was.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside when you're known by a nickname, because nobody outside of WhirlyBall and a little bit of my broadcast and stuff know me as Doc. So that's always kind of funny.
I know it's funny. I'm actually trying to think of what your last name is, and
Dueling.
No,
yeah.
I was actually gonna say I can't spell his last name. I know I'm gonna leave at least one vowel out.
Yeah, everybody usually misses an E.
There's an extra E in there you're not expecting.
Yearling.
I misspell it on purpose.
It's fine.
If it wasn't displayed on the screen, I'd be like, everybody try to spell Bill's last name.
Yeah, right.
Z and a bunch of vowels.
It is phonetical. I mean, it sounds, if you sound out every letter in there, you get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That helps.
I do.
Hey,
I have a silent letter in my name.
What do we need to do to get both courts going when Steve and Doc come in next month?
Okay, so
because I anticipate
about this, that we need to get this court one going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll be in there. I'm driving up with them.
So as a numbers thing, here's the thing, Bill. When it comes to 2 courts running, you gotta have so there's 10 players. You need
at least 22, so that you have 2 refs.
No.
Yeah.
Think about
minimum
smokers. You gotta add 5 to that. You gotta add
but the courts don't go. It never works where there's games going nonstop on both sides because of that very reason.
Right. So you can't just say, 22, we're good, because you got a ref on each side and 10 people. That never works. So what you're really looking at is more like 25 to 28. Because
even when there's 25, both courts aren't going full time the entire time.
Right.
It's just available. You end up with people shooting around for a while.
Okay, so when they come, I'm working on it right now. We're going to make sure we go through all our carts, and we've got one court running really well right now. I just brought this up that we need to. If we don't start playing in court 1, it's going to feel foreign to us. It's important we do that. So when those guys come, that's going to draw more people, because not only are
let's just do the whole tournament on court 2. F court 1. I hate court 1.
Well, I don't disagree, but so Derek's coming, a couple other people are coming. So that means a full A team will be there, which means the other team will probably come in. I anticipate we really need it's 24 people, and you have to have a schedule. And you also have to make sure people understand that you can't go out and smoke and this and that unless you're not reffing. You have to have 24 people. That seems to be the magic number to get both courts to go. So we're working on it. We'll find out as we get closer who's coming, and we'll make sure that we're ready for you guys, because I don't want you to come here and have to play in a court that doesn't run quite right. We don't use it very much. We don't have enough people to justify it at the moment. The most people we've had, I think, was 23, 22. We've been averaging 14 to 20. But now I did this thing the other night. I actually, next week, I'm hoping to have 20 people on a Tuesday night, which is quite a bit for us. So I'm just trying to get everything working right. I've been behind the scenes working on a lot of things just to make sure we're ready. I mean, I know all the little things that have to be done, and I've talked to the right people. Everything's in motion. It's just a matter of time now.
I should be never later than 7:30 on a Tuesday night.
Don't threaten me.
Hey, Steve, did Mark say anything about coming, or is he kind of MIA?
Not yet. Yeah, he had. I guess we were talking about getting together this past weekend to do a podcast, episode, and he unfortunately has some family stuff going on, I guess, and so I wasn't gonna ask him, about whether or not he's going off next month, but I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping that he decides. Hoping he's able to. So
good. We need reps.
Yeah. Right. Actually, it's funny. Mark will he will refuse to ref. He has never reffed a game in Seattle, like ever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
I'm pretty confident saying he has never been in the ref booth.
It's kind of stressful.
A lot of Seattle players haven't ref though.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. I think it's stressful. He doesn't want that responsibility, and especially
plus they're spoiled because they have a ref that will ref their league competitive practice arena setting.
Yeah.
I think that one of the most important things that can happen is that people have to ref, because people who don't ref don't understand how difficult it is, and those are the people that bitch and complain.
Yeah.
We don't. When Flint first started, it was a constant fight all the time, and then we started having people ref their own games because the girls that worked there wouldn't do it anymore, and so it quelled almost all of that because people got to see what it's like to go up there and have to make a call. Everybody's yelling and screaming. You try and do the clock.
Yeah.
I think that it's something that everyone should do several times, because it really is a very difficult thing. We bitch about referees and they were bad calls, and there's always this innuendo that someone's doing a makeup call for what you called on them, and there's always that. But the truth is, it's extremely tough to ref.
Yeah. I've learned everything I know from reffing in this order, chronologically: Clint Fisher, CJ Grosser, and Jeremy Bennett. Because Clint Fisher got me the job at WhirlyBall Novi, CJ Grosser trained me, and then Jeremy Bennett stepped in and cleaned it up. Jeremy kind of oversaw me running my first tournament, and he actually reffed a lot of that season in the tournament and stuff. But I learned a lot between those three people reffing as far as tournament stuff.
It's tough. I mean, reffing is thankless. The only time you ever really get any praise is at the very end, maybe. The only thing you hear
There's
about
never praise for a ref. What are you talking
you
about?
called that wrong, and you're blah blah blah. Everyone does it. It yells at the referee.
There's always going to be anger. Whatever.
I'm going to make it a point to thank the ref for calling my extension the next time I do it.
I always thank the ref. I always thank the ref when the person that's calling for a bad call is wrong, and they're like, "No, you're wrong," and I'm like, "I see you. You got that. Good call."
Gus has a list at home with people.
I do. The funny thing is I, as a ref, can't stand people arguing with the ref. When something goes wrong on the court, if I'm out there, I'm probably going to be the first person to yell at the ref. I don't know what's up with that.
Your mask is too tight.
It's like, come on, where is that key clock? And I'm up there in the ref booth the next game going, why is this not turning on when I push it?
Yeah, right now we're having an issue with our 30-second clock. We've got
it's all the common buttons. It's the 5, the 30, and the plus for both courts. Mostly 2.
We should have that fixed within the next 2 weeks. I've been told.
2, 30, and 5. So the 5, the 30, and the 2. Because I think the black button plus button works. All the minus button works pretty solid. The resets button all work, but it's the ones that get hammered on the most. The 5, the 30, and for some reason red. I think the red works in 30, and the black doesn't. I think you
guys will like these scoreboards. They're nice.
It looks great.
The boards they're easy to use.
And Tim's got it set up, Clint. I don't know if you know. You can that's a touch screen monitor. You can just reach over and hit the +1 on the monitor.
I didn't know it's a pretty small monitor, but yeah, I did not realize you could do that.
I didn't until this last practice. He's like, I got it set up. You can just do that. And I'm like, whoa, dude. I'm not ready for that. But that's kind of a cool option. I'm still up there hitting that fucking button. Come on.
It's similar to what they have in Seattle, but we're going to change it a little bit. It's actually Roy has got a new system with a Raspberry Pi, and he's working on cool stuff. So he's told me 2 weeks or less, and he'll have it. So
what I love about that is I can nab that HDMI output in a splitter and have that output continue where it needs to go to the display, and also I can nab it and bring it in as a picture-in-picture where I can put the scoreboard as large as I want in wherever frame that I want.
You.
No. But it's us. Steve, have you watched any of that Extreme A10 Mini videos?
Yeah, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet.
We'll get back to that.
I will.
Table that thought.
No, I've got to go to bed. I'm about to pass out, but I want to come on, just let people know we're working on it. I got it's not just me. If I say me, I don't mean that. We're working on it here.
The crew.
Yeah, the crew. Everyone's working on it. We got to.
You're the figurehead. Everybody sees you.
I'm the punching bag.
Yeah, I think we're gonna practice on Sunday, so I'll be sure to let people know the updates, and we'll gain interest on,
I'm gonna post something tomorrow. I was in it tonight, but I'm just too tired.
Yeah.
I'll post it. I got some specific information about it, but I just want to make people feel as comfortable as I can. I understand what Gus is saying, and I'm not saying I don't feel very similarly. I think that wearing masks, it's that's probably the best thing. Well, is the best thing you can do, but there's always danger. But the important thing is that you realize people aren't saying this because they don't want to play. They're saying it because they do want to play, but they want to feel safe.
Yeah.
Well, I have to take that into consideration. And on the opposite end, you have people in Texas that aren't wearing masks right now. They're only wearing masks because we are. So you've got Seattle, who wants to, in some cases, double mask. You've got Texas, who doesn't want to wear masks at all. So what do we do?
Wearing the mask ain't the issue. It's it's just one of those, just getting used to something. We just don't.
No, but if you guys don't have to wear it there, it's people may not come because they have to wear a mask here. And on Seattle's side, if we don't have certain things that we're going to do,
well, we got people in our own state being like that, Clint. Right?
Well, I understand, but that's true everywhere. I mean, you're going to have individuals that feel that way on both sides. But all I can do is make it as safe as possible, follow guidelines, and let people know what we're doing. Let people know we understand, we're not inconsiderate, and we do. I completely understand both sides. I honestly do, but we have to go by what the rules are, and that's what we'll do.
All right, sounds good. We'll we'll look for that other information. You said you'll post it in the next day or so. So
yeah, I'll try to do it tomorrow. I should be able to do it tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully, let's get real busy at work.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just. Hey man, I'll see you guys.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on.
See you
later.
All right, well, so that's good info. The spray, sanitizing that they're gonna do every day. So that's.
We ended up watching that whole practice after I said earlier we were not gonna watch the whole thing.
I didn't get my normal film time though, Gus. Like, I'll have to watch it again now because I wasn't here.
That's secret
Restart
video.
it.
That's secret
Restart
video
it.
that only people that watch Hello WhirlyBall Nation will get to see. That's my secret game here. Tuesday night, I might give you a little taste of Tuesday night on Hello WhirlyBall Nation. We got to pump up the numbers here. I don't know. I made that up just now. Realistically, it was a thing. Practically, on a Tuesday, I was like minimal, way more than a Sunday morning minimal. I was like, I'm not taking a streaming device. I'm going to take a GoPro with a clean memory card. I prepped it, blah, blah, blah. If you watch the video, I was in a dress shirt and full pants instead of my basketball shorts and t-shirt. Like, I remembered all this stuff. I even switched the hats. This is my day hat. I had my WhirlyBall hat, the old school dirty ass fedora most people know me for. And but I forgot a t-shirt and shorts. And that sucked. That really sucks. But it was all right. It was good. I played actually pretty badass. I might wear button-up shirts for nationals. I don't know.
That's going to be your new.
I doubt it.
No, I would love it. I just need one for each day because I can't typically like a dress shirt. I could wear it for a day and a half. I could, Don't sweat much at my day job. But on a whirlyball court, I got to wear like 2 or 3 shirts for a day. So as soon as I'm done playing for the day, I usually... So when I... This is TMI, right? But like when I'm traveling for nationals, when I know I'm going to play and I'm going to be at the center longer than after my games end, I bring an extra shirt, at least. Because I know that shirt I've been playing in is going to be nasty and I don't want to live in it for the next couple hours because I'm recording everything or I'm live streaming or whatever I'm going to add on to all that as the years go on. So when I go to the center for the day, and I hate it, like Steve, I don't know if Steve, you've ever done this. I don't know if anybody in this call's ever done this. I know that Elke's done it. Because Elke and I have had this conversation about that, like, when I'm at the center, I'm at the center. I'm at the center, like, open to close, even if I'm not playing. I've been that way since 2017. I have not been away from the center while the tournament's going on since 2017. 2017, 18, 19.
Yeah, I can't make that claim.
It's a rough gig, but you have no sympathy for everybody else. Anybody else that doesn't want to do anything, like, I don't want to ref. It's like, dude, I've been here from open to close and I didn't need to be. Like, chill out, man. Do some work. Like, step it up. I'm the whirly freak. You know, so recording, I can set up cameras like in my sleep. So I'm not like some superhero. I'm not like trying to be superior, because a lot of times I'm just like, the button, and I go sleep in the corner. So it's not like I'm doing anything spectacular. But what I'm saying is, you know, you put in a lot of work. So when somebody's like, you know, and I'm not talking about like people that play. I'm talking about like sometimes people that don't play, like my own like league people. They're like, how long do we have to be there at the center? And I'm like, dude, you should want to be there the whole time, because I'm going to be there the whole time. So any less than that, to me, is like somebody in the left lane going 72. Like, what are you doing? This is the 80 lane. Get in your 70 lane over there. What are you going 74 and trying to regulate me? Get out of here. We want to go 85 in this lane. I saw a meme the other day that was like, people that get in the left lane want to go the speed limit. This lane is for crime.
Yeah, I guess I'm similar to you, with the exception of when it's like Atlanta, I guess. And if there's not, except for getting food, I'm there the entire time.
What I love about Texas, what I love about Texas is that Chinese place in the parking lot. Because like when I've like so many times I've been to Texas now, it's like when I'm like really in a spot, I call them up. I'm like, yeah, I want this and this. And they're like, okay. And I just walk over there and I get it and I come back. And I've been gone like the walk of a parking lot.
I don't think I've been there enough times. I'm surprised I actually haven't been there.
Yeah, the Chinese food place.
There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options in that parking lot. That is just the one I chose.
Pizza Hut. Yeah, there's a Pizza Hut right there where
the bar next door.
Do an online order and walk.
All right.
Yeah, Volcanoes is next door.
Volcanoes, yeah.
There's
Chinese food now.
There's like a taco place. Yeah.
Yeah, I love playing in Texas. I mean, honestly, I said probably that was my first. You never forget your first, right? My first away center is really Texas.
Well, you've only been to one. You got to go to the other one at some point.
Oh, I've never been to Plano. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably not host nationals
ever again.
But we can maybe do an invite, right?
It's because they generate more business there, so to like turn away
an invite.
Yeah, turn away weekend business in a normal given year, non-COVID. They're generally more busy than Hearst.
Yeah,
so it's a lot easier to have Hearst do it versus Plano, and it's a lot easier as far as swapping cars, because it's the way Plano's built. It's a huge walkway to the next court. So it's a real cluster if you start breaking cars, where it's not very easy to get cars back on the court.
Yeah. I can't decide which one of these two lights annoys me the most. I feel like it's this one. I shut it off for a second.
Snowy owned both of them, or just the one?
No, just Hurst.
Just Hurst.
Yeah, so he and Gary are kind of like managing partners together, kind of thing. But yeah, so like Snowy works at both, as far as making sure they both run smoothly on different days. But yeah, technically he owns the Hearst one, and then Gary owns Plano, if I understand that correctly. But they work together.
Yeah, they're like a symbiotic entity. I can't believe I'm offended by the statement. I'm offended by myself. Myself is offended by the previous statement. I think Steve pointed out that I hadn't been to Plano. Like that offends me. Why have I not made this trek? I've been down to Hearst so many times, and I could have just been like, "Hey, can we go see the center? Can I just make can somebody take me to the center real quick?"
There's actually I think a number of centers that we all technically haven't been to. That's not affiliated with nationals. You know they don't.
We got Steve. You know what we got, Steve? We'll always have Lombard.
Yeah, we'll always have Lombard.
We'll always have Lombard. May she rest in peace, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. What I wouldn't give to have Lombard now. Oh
dude,
my god.
I love Lombard, dude. Lombard was
that was a good
piece. I'm gonna say it right here on my live stream. A small piece of my soul for the public of WhirlyBall and any YouTubers that get this far. I highly doubt ever. The day I went to Lombard, Amy and I went with Roy, Ben, and Jeremy, and we went and we toured the downtown center, which was really fun because Sam Elias got a phone call from Ben. Is it Elias? Sam Elias.
Right.
I was like, I said that wrong. May he rest in peace. When Ben got on the phone, because we got to the door and we were like, we just wanted to look around. They're like, we got a private party. Ben got on the phone, and like 2 seconds later, the same manager said, "All right, I'll take you on a tour." And we went in, and like I was like, that is awesome. And we went in, and we got the whole tour. That was like Ben Glotzhober is like the boss because he just knew the owner of the Chicago Center. But so that the same manager told us no private party, came back and said, "Okay, I'll take you on the private tour." And then we went to Lombard, and you were there, and Frank was there, and all the Chicago guys, and it was a good time. And that was the first day that I didn't like excessively like cry about my dog that died. Like that was the first day I got through a whole fucking day without breaking down. Was that trip?
That's how good WhirlyBall is.
Yeah, that Lombard trip was the best. That was a good trip.
Where's Mr. Bowen this evening?
He was supposed to come back. He had he already divulged earlier, so it's not like I'm repeating some gossip. It was on the same stream. His ex was dropping off his daughter. So he was like, blah, 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 blah. And he was drinking something out of a sentimental glass, and I didn't know it was sentimental. I just saw a piece of it as he set it down, and I said, "What's that glass say?" And he went into the speech about, it's this restaurant, and blah, blah, blah. And actually, it was our first date, and blah, blah, blah. And you know the restaurant, Gus, because that's where the banquet was in 2019. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they had the trolley, the trolley booth. And I actually said train, and he corrected me, trolley.
Oh, the old spaghetti factory.
And he was like, yeah, that was our first date. And I'm like, oh man, I just brought up all this trauma. Anyway, ranting. How many other people out there have had 4 stouts tonight?
No,
not on the.
I mean, I just got home.
So I have an excuse to be belligerent, right?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
I feel like, well, okay, so first off, it is my show. I'm not trying to.
Quit hijacking your own show,
I'm
Gus.
not trying to prove anything here. I got the lamp. This lamp is my authority. It's like a gavel, right? This is
The lamp light.
The Mike Arkell made this for me. And this is like the coolest thing you could have asked for. Like I never. Why would I expect somebody to make some kind of steampunk themed whirlyball scoop lamp? Like what a crazy thing. And then there it is. It's got my name on it and everything. And I was like a post.
Now I have a whirlyball lamp.
That looks like a cave exploring spelunking lamp attached to your scoop. What I don't know what Dan Doherty had posted with like his lighting rig, but Ben Glotzober made a scoop that lit up like kind of like a Tron light cycle. You know, any guys old enough as me to know what a Tron? Yep. So he had his scoop lit up on the edges, right? Like with this like I don't know, kind of like LED rope light or something, and a little battery component in the hilt, and it was pretty awesome. I would actually not mind buying like a set from him and like have a party, like just shut off half the lights at the whirlyball party.
We did that like once or twice back in the day. Back when Jimmy, we had those.
Yeah. We
had a fluorescent whirlyball, and we'd shut off all the lights and just play whirlyball in the dark. That was pretty interesting.
We used to do when I first there's my Jimmy shirt, by the way. We had when I first started playing in Novi, I was like a new employee, but like I was really giddy at how much responsibility they gave me. Like on a league night, once my team was done, once I was done, like somebody else is reffing, somebody else is bartending. I'm just there to play. I was trusted to go turn on the other court and go play with my 4 other friends on the other court. And we'd play with the lights off, and there'd just be one singular light that kind of half hummed above the goal. We called it playing in twilight, where we all could kind of see each other to pass to each other, and we'd play like a half court game where we all just kind of like a 2-on-3 offense and rotating, you know. It was just the 5 guys going playing half court, having fun together. We didn't have a lot of structure to it. We called it playing in twilight, because they knew it was like, Gus, can we go do this? And it was either Lynn was my bartender. You guys that know Lynn, I was like, hey Lynn, can we go play in court 1? And she'd always be like, yeah. Or if it was Doug or whoever, just like, yeah, go play on court 1. It's cool. Got to the point I didn't even need to have to ask, you know, just like, can we go do this? I mean, they're going to be running for like a little bit over here. We're done for the night, so I'm just going to go, you know. And me as a whirlyball employee, if I was there on a Tuesday night, not punched in, just there to play, I cleaned up the rooms. I bussed the tables. All the empty glasses, went to the bar because of me, not the referee or the bartender. And they all knew that, you know? So it was like, you know, I get treated really well there. You know? It's like I show them that like I'm there for the love of the game. I'll do whatever I need to do. Zach, not Johnner, Zach Wagner. Wagner told me once upon a time, don't ever do anything but ref here. And I stuck to that because I see what he meant. Because if I had ever bartended or done maintenance or cooked, I would hate my job and would never come back. But since all I ever did was referee, love it. I love working there.
So yeah, you mentioned Dan. I shot him a message today about getting some scoops. Mine are getting a little rough.
He's your inside man on those track ball scoops.
Yeah, so he's gonna, assuming he's planning on going.
Because he'll hook you up with an unmolded one. Because I did that. I got one of each. I think I got unmolded. I think I wanted one. I wanted a Dan Doherty scoop for my collection.
Yeah.
And I think I also bought like an unmolded one so I could just mold it later.
Yeah, I told him I wanted a couple of scoops. He's like, "Yeah, I'll bring some down when I fly in." So I was like that way you don't have to ship them.
It's funny, I created my eBay account just to try to acquire scoops off the internet. In my early Whirly Freak days, I didn't know what the Whirly Freak was. It's like now it's turned into this like live streaming recording thing, but in the early days I thought I was Dan Doherty as well. When I told Dan, like I think about a year and a half ago, I said, "I'm sure glad you showed up." Because that was something I thought I was supposed to do too. And then like you can just do that and I can just not do that and somebody else is doing that. Because I thought like I needed to be on eBay nabbing up all them scoops and trying to resell them on a web page as the Whirly Freak scoop thing. And that was like probably like 2012, 13, early Whirly Freak. I didn't know where I was. Didn't know what I was supposed to do in life. But it wasn't until 2017 when some random dude at the Cleveland tournament said, "Hey, are you the Whirly Freak?" And I was like, yeah, I guess that's me. And then I knew that it was just I need to stick to the recording and the live streaming. That's it. That's my handle. Let the Dan Doherty, and then he showed up like later. Like I told the universe I'm not going to pursue that, and then like Dan Doherty showed up and said I will pursue that, and the universe said yes. I am wasted. I'm so sorry.
All good, man. I'm enjoying listening to your.
Did everybody follow me on that wasted rant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. All two of our listeners right now.
All two? Are there really two?
It's one. No, it's one right now. It's probably sleeping Amy. Amy falls asleep with her phone on. So shit, just in the other room, I can hear myself. Sometimes if I mute myself and go to the bathroom, I can hear you guys talking in the other room. So it's like I don't miss the conversation. I take my headphones out. It's like, man, I drank so much, I gotta go pee. And like right now, Steve's on a rant. I think nobody'll see me if I just go. If I go right now, nobody will notice. So sometimes I have the foresight to switch the camera view on the Zoom call to the speaker view. So like nobody notices I dipped out. You guys do, but nobody else notices. So sometimes I get lazy and I just mute my microphone. Sometimes I forget to mute my microphone, but what can you do? It's a lot to take on. But I love the challenge. And you know I don't know if this directly ties into everything we've been talking about, but I feel like drinking and streaming is conditioning training for nationals. If I'm streaming a court, so here we go. So right now I'm pretty toasted, and you guys only see one of these ATEMs. I hit camera 4. You guys can see one ATEM here and one ATEM here, right? I'm like super drunk right now, but are you following me? This is the ATEM mini up here, and this is one down here, and this is camera 2. And up here, well, here's a fun thing. Right now, the live stream is seeing camera 3, which is my laptop showing the Zoom call. If I push camera 2, the live stream sees whatever I'm showing you guys. So right now, the live stream only sees what you guys see in my screen. But I can look over here on this screen and see the Zoom call. I don't know if anybody followed that. Oops, so then, I'm losing myself because earlier when I was showing this laptop, that's this laptop here. That's what I was showing the games on. or I can show you guys camera 1. So right now there's no camera 3 on here. So if I buy another one of these, realistically what I'm going to do is just permanently hook this thing up into Court 2. I'm going to just like hook it up so I don't have to bring shit every day. I'm just going to screw this thing into the wall with the splitter from the output from the Raspberry Pi, whatever device they have showing the scoreboard is going to be permanently splitting into one of the inputs into this guy. I show up and put my cameras into it and just go. That's a goal of mine eventually. I just derailed my own thought because that's not where I was going with that, but we'll just end there. We'll end it there.
Guess they ever figure out how many A teams y'all were going to have?
A teams? I think they're looking at 3. They got like a solid 2 with like a third squad of unknowns.
Okay.
That's what I saw recently.
That's what Clint said earlier tonight too. Two kind of for sure, and then a third is possible, or 2 B teams, depends on how it shakes out.
Yeah. Realistically, it would be smarter to be 2A and 2B. I hadn't heard that. I thought it'd be 3A and 1B, but realistically, it should be. They could split it, because if they took the example of the goddamn C squad, who always tries to make it fairest for all C players, if they did that approach, they would take 2B teams. 2B teams of equal caliber against each other, and try to make a team that can work together. So you would analyze, you throw them against each other in a couple different scenarios and kind of analyze who works well together and who doesn't. We've done this in the C division for years. The B and A division, that's how, they do their own thing.
A little more ego, the higher up you go.
If they would look at us and take an example from us once in a while, instead of just viewing us as somebody they're superior to, they would see people that are trying to be fair, right? Those people that still have whirly hope that there's fairness in the world, and it's not just all whatever.
Life is not fair.
No, it's not.
It really comes down to communication.
Now, realistically, I don't care who's on what teams. I will play for whatever team Michigan tells me to play for. I'm not going to be, like, outspoken. Though I made a correction to that statement, or a preemptive corrective statement to that in the past there has been certain players under certain circumstances that I said I will not play with that person. I can always have my mind changed. When it comes to playing whirlyball, yes. When it comes to working at my tattoo shop, if you left on bad terms, you ain't coming back. That's statistically, factually proven. But as far as whirlyball teammates, if you burn me, we might play again. We might. I'm not that bad of a person. Am I? Maybe.
Yeah, with this year being an outlier, I'll potentially play with people I would never normally get to play with because we're always on separate teams.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that potentially. We'll see.
Doc, was your first Nationals 2015?
Yeah.
I love that because I didn't want to assume that, but that's my first Nationals too. That was our first Nationals.
That's why I'm glad we're going to Michigan because I haven't been there since. So.
It's like a coming home, right?
Yeah.
Because the year after 2015 was my first away, which was in Texas, and you nabbed a photo of me sleeping outside of one of the courts. I was like, my hat was over my eyes, and I heard a photo, and I lifted my eyes, and I saw you standing giggling, and I was like, yeah, you got me. And then the next year in Cleveland, I got a photo of you through 2 different windows. You were sleeping on the far side of one of the courts, and I was taking a photo through 2 different windows. I was like, I got Doc sleeping.
I was sleeping good, too.
In Cleveland.
Yeah, that was... I can't remember what day that was. That's when you know you're tired, is talking about being there open to close kind of stuff.
Yeah.
that's the in between. We're like, man, I got like an hour between stuff. All right, cool.
Yeah. No, you were sitting in a chair. You were sitting upright with your head just like tilted, like you were like watching that game for a second.
Yeah, I can sleep pretty much anywhere. Now, who knows how comfortable I'll be when I wake up? Like, my back could stiffen up like I'm 80 years old.
But that's before they started doing the naptionals. Now you got to be on your toes. See, back in the day, we used to sleep more. Now that everybody's trying to get those naptionals photos, we're a little more like, I gotta go to bed early so I can get my rest, so I don't get naptionaled.
If I get hit, I get hit. I don't care. It'll be funny.
Yeah, what the hell?
And then I'll be curious to see how Nationals works when you get to Michigan, because since we're all going to kind of be separated from each other, you have to be real stealthy and grab somebody.
It'd be interesting to see how it goes, because, I mean, there's so much space in Novi with, like, unused space, especially during the tournament. There's the whole lounge area is not going to be used unless we're using it. So that's a big open space. A lot of couches in that space.
Yeah, because normally, if I remember from the first year, like the couches are kind of set up where you can watch onto the court and see stuff, and so
they get moved around a lot. So since last time you were there, I mean, the whole arcade setup has moved around. I mean, they have, I want to say at least 3 different layouts that they offer to that lounge area, as far as just kind of basic structure of tables, couches. The pool tables don't move. The little jukebox / mini dancing area doesn't move. But like the tables and the couches, they have like a couple different layouts they offer to that lounge area. And I think there might be like a kind of like neutral setup, the setup they'd like to have mostly, which right now doesn't have couches. The whole party room isn't set up to view Court 2. All those awesome windows over there don't really watch Court 2. There's the 2 couches face a coffee table on the far wall where the restrooms are. So if you sat over there, you could watch Court 2. But there's this like all this like kind of like the tables and chairs, banquet seating for the rest of it. But they have several different setups, so who knows what they would do. You could set up all the couches facing the court, or you could set up the couches in areas where people maybe just want to nap. And you could set up tables and chairs facing the courts. I could set up a ref commentator booth. Oh God, I had never even thought of this till I just started saying it. Steve, I could set people up in that corner window. Wow, I just blew my own mind. We could set up window? So in my head I always pictured the commentator booth being under the ref booth, but you could actually set up the commentators in, if you were doing Court 2, in the lounge area, as long as they had a monitor where they could see all the inputs coming in to the broadcast, which I could totally do. Wow. Because I could, wow. So we'd be able to see the scoreboard. So the problem with being in the lounge area is not being able to see the scoreboard. But if I'm pulling in the scoreboard as a source from up in the ref booth, we could be able to feed that to the commentators as a monitor source, assuming I bought enough toys, which I totally could. I'm just blowing my own mind right now.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's totally simpler, more simple, to put the commentators directly under the ref booth, because what you can do is there's this like kind of area when the door opens for Court 2, like you can't walk behind the stairs. We might as well just rope that off, And then under the stairs, I'll put all my shit I don't want people knocking into. And then that first window, we'll put 2 commentators, and then we'll just sort of kind of section that area off as nobody else goes here but our commentators for the live stream. That's how I picture Court 2 broadcast going. I can run cables up to a camera up in court or up in the ref booth, and also nab that signal. So I can run 2 cables up to the ref booth, one going to the camera, one going to the scoreboard, and then I could receive, with the equipment I have right now, I could receive 2 more inputs from remote locations on the court. Right now I just have 1, which I haven't tested yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And then if I get froggy, I'll get that A10 Mini Extreme and have multiple inputs, way more inputs than I'll ever need, ever. But why not? Why not do it, right?
I like that mentality. Why not? Why not Gus? Why not Gus?
Only Steve knows what I'm talking about right now. But.
Well, I gotta hop off, guys.
It's all good.
Been fun.
I think I might call it quits too. It's midnight over here.
Yeah, this is gonna be the end of the stream because I was not expecting Doc to show up.
Yeah, it was. Needed a distraction. That baseball game was rough.
Was it?
14. Yeah, it's 14-1. It was a long night. Me and Thomas were bored out of our minds.
Yeah, how do you call a game that's like these guys are obviously losing? How do you keep that entertaining? What we all need to know this. Both Steve and I need to know this. I don't know about Bill so much, but maybe Bill. I don't know.
You have to point out the positives, like, and then talk about stats.
Yeah, and I felt bad. They had a kid come in and he was pitching pretty well after they already gave up like 10 runs, and then he walked 2 guys and gave up a 3-run homer. And in my head, I'm like, well, overhyped it. It's like too much positivity. We gotta go back there.
Well, you just gotta. You gotta. From what I've seen from commentary, that you just gotta point out the positives and then try and translate that to what they can do the next time. Obviously, Doc, you're in the profession, but just from what I've seen, you never want to be overly negative as a commentator, right?
Generally, you have enough stuff to kind of work around when it's the slow times, but this was like the first district game as far as us covering stuff. So it's like we have no idea if these guys are any good. They played a brutal non-district schedule, and because nobody was traveling to play around the state. So in my area, it's like the toughest baseball region in the state as far as competitive teams. So it's like their record's not very impressive, but they played like every team that's a top team in the state. We'll see.
Ultimately, you just back it up with, you know what, folks? It's just great to have sports back. It's good to have baseball. It's good to have people in the stands.
Thing. Yeah.
Well, it was a weird night. The wind, it was like 50 degrees, but the wind was blowing out to right field at like 25 miles an hour. So, like, the pitchers just couldn't get anything going. It's like, I think there was like 16 walks in the game or something. It was just like, there's just nothing those kids could do.
Start underhanding. All right, guys.
Old rookie of the year style.
I'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Yep. Gus, I will follow their lead, pal, so you can get some sleep.
Yeah.
I need to pass out, too.
I'm totally going to go sleep.
All right, pal. I'll see you next week.
See you, Doc.
Later.
Push this button. Because if anybody else showing up to the Zoom call, it's too late. It's too late. I'm going to turn that on. Hit this button. Oh, I didn't turn that up loud enough. It's usually about the time the videos pop up. It's like suggested video, This is a playlist, and subscribe to the channel. It's all in post, so don't judge me.